Cue the music.
Okay, all you freshman fucks, listen up.
We have sort of a problem here.
No, man, nothing is fucked here.
You cool, man?
I'm the dude, man.
Why should I change? He's the one who sucks.
What do you think of a person who only does the bare minimum?
The older you do get, the more rules are gonna try to get you to follow.
Ah, fuck it, dude. Let's go bold.
You just gotta keep living, man. Livin.
No Kamala shit all day.
Yeah, well, I got it right there behind
Fucking
you. So
word
if you
salad,
want to freaking
word salad, Sally.
Dude, I love the video that they put up with the couple that asked her straight up, like, what are you gonna do to stop inflation from happening? And she's just like, yeah, well, I grew up in a middle class household.
That has nothing to do with
it. It's like she didn't even answer.
McDonald's.
Yeah, she didn't even answer the question.
That's false.
Yeah.
Why lie about McDonald's, dude? Like, I don't even understand this shit. I'm literally at the point where, like, I think this is a script. I think this is a movie.
Yeah.
On both sides, dude. Like, I really do. I feel like I was just telling him in the car, like, I know where, like, I lie on the spectrum of the political stuff. Like, I have my values and stuff, but, like, I'm sitting there, like, so Trump doesn't acknowledge the fact that the Secret Service fucked up all that. He keeps praising him about the hit.
Well, just because he's still alive, that's why.
Well, yeah, but like
he wouldn't be able to praise me if he was fucking dead,
right?
If that was me with that amount of money, you guys are gone. I'm hiring my own security team.
True.
You know what I mean? Like he's talked shit about literally everybody all the time. Has a voice and opinion about something, but this, where it was his life that like
is in jeopardy.
He could have lost, and you're not gonna sit and like question anything. How that was handled, how it was executed, or the lack thereof.
True.
It seems weird. It doesn't seem...
Because when I was down there, Secret Services...
Well, we talked about
I grabbed her by the pussy. Nobody knew. She didn't say anything.
But we talked about this on the last show, is that that kid that, for the assassination attempt, everybody just like did research on the kid that they scrubbed his house.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's like no evidence of anybody living there because it's so clean.
Yeah.
It's
strange.
Like, yeah.
The whole thing is weird. And then you see that he's in like a BlackRock video. Like,
is he really? I didn't see that one.
And the second guy's in a commercial for BlackRock. I'm sorry, dude.
You mean the guy walking around with the rifle down in Florida?
Over by the golf course?
Yeah.
Yeah. Closer. Oh. Yeah. They both BlackRock commercials.
Get the fuck out.
What's the likelihood of that?
That's like an NRA member taking an attempt on Camilla.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent.
Yeah.
You know.
There's too many questions. There's too many things for call me a conspiracy theorist because it's weird, dude. That shit that's like 1 in a million that both dudes were in those commercials.
Coincidence? I think not.
For real.
But everybody's gonna eat up that garbage because you see how well they're eating up everything else.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just like I was telling him that I went on a rant yesterday that I still have to cut up because I think I'm just gonna cut it up and put it up in sections because I was attacking both sides of the fucking table about how they're dehumanizing the public. You know what I mean? Because you got the commies on the left that want to make everything equal and take away everybody's rights and take away the guns and everything else. Or you got the Nazis on the right that are, too far right and they're fucking racist pricks and they just want to keep everything freaking flowing with the money. And
don't bring those niggers over here.
Right, it's just like there's no middle ground. And the only person that had middle ground, and I've been preaching it up and down throughout this whole fucking process, is Tulsi Gabbard.
She was awesome.
She was awesome.
Yeah.
She has all the mandates of what a candidate needs. She cares about the country. She doesn't care about colonism. She doesn't want to do that. She wants to keep our troops home and keep them trained and keep our borders safe.
Hey, well, there's no troops anywhere. They're all at home, remember?
Yeah. Right.
Wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
So, yeah, I can't... dude, listening to her is so hard, dude.
Well, like, like I'm kind of with you. Like I'm not. I have my, like I said, I have my values and where I somewhat stand, and it's not really with either one.
No,
it's not, and it can't be, because like if I were to sit here and be like, Trump needs to be in, blah blah, do I think it's a good thing, like economically and shit like that? I think he could probably turn some stuff around, and I think some of the stuff he would handle.
Sure,
but I don't see it calming down.
No,
you know what I mean. And with her getting in, it's absolutely gonna ramp up, and she's gonna fuck up a bunch of shit.
Yeah, and then the question is, when she gets in, who's gonna get involved? Is the question. You know,
well, she's already talking about kicking down doors and stuff. And
right, I heard that, man. Making sure that everybody can be safe. You know, that doesn't stop us from coming in. Well, get the fuck out of my house. Exactly. That's where you're gonna get people shot.
Yep.
If you don't have viable,
not only that, she's talking about how she wants to
depopularize
that too. I'll get to that. We'll get to that. But she wants to monetize what you can say on social media.
And you know what else they're proposing? It's a fucking Black Mirror episode. It's where the more likes you get, the more control you have of your money. And if you don't get the likes, the less control of your money you get.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. It's a Black Mirror episode. And in the moment that you don't get the likes that people that it's supposed to be like to societal standards, you get fucking ousted.
Yep. And you start eating cricket bars,
right?
You know, like you're gonna be the bottom of the food.
You don't see the sun looking up to the stars. You see the stars looking up to the sun. Let's get it together,
dude.
I don't want to be a star. I want to be the sun.
Yep. So yesterday during my freaking rant, if people can just actually like pick a day and actually gear up and stock up for a month and just stop. You don't go to work. You don't buy anything at the stores. You don't do shit. Don't go anywhere. Stay at home. Do your shit, exercise, fucking do whatever. But take a month off and just shut everything down. They can shut down whenever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And that's weird because they work for us. They're public servants. Mm-hmm. And how do you go in with a salary of $225,000 and you're worth $29 million? Afterwards, I mean, that's corruption at its finest, and then they go after the mob for it. It's like, slap yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, majority of the shit that's going on is like ultra corrupt, and for some reason, it's just acceptable now.
Yeah,
and it's like her busing people in for her rallies.
Yeah, the paid actors. Yeah, well,
and now it's like known, like it's a real thing, and it's not just like speculation. Like she has busloads of people coming, and it's like, is that allowed?
Right?
Or should you be at like? And I know, like morally, it's not like a thing, but like, should it be? Should that be?
We're not
something
talking about people with morals anymore, though, bro.
True.
But look at like just right here in Chicago when they had the DNC. Where were the protesters? The protesters were 6 blocks away from the rally. So who were they protesting? They had them all sectioned off. That's why they were tearing down the fences and shit, because they were like, what the fuck are we doing here? We're not even close.
It's so what is your thought? Like, how do you think this ends? If either one of, like, I know one of them's going to get in. So do like a scenario of one and then the other.
Well, everything that I've been seeing online is like a whole computer, like fucking complete doomsday thing. Because with Russia and China banding together, they're able to freaking get something close to us and then throw an EMP at us and knock grids out and send us back to the Stone Age.
That's a big thing right now.
That is a big thing.
Everybody's talking about the grids because we are so vulnerable. It's stupid.
Yeah, because people seem to forget, too, just in World War II, the Nazis hit all of our ports. From Louisiana up to New York. They don't realize that we are vulnerable. Yes, we have underwater technology and we have our own subs underneath there, panning and looking. But don't you think that they have their own defenses against it?
Yep.
So it's just kind of like we have to play chess with the world while they're keeping the populace here that they're supposed to be keeping an eye on and helping us out instead of the world. They're throwing us fucking chutes and ladders while they're playing chess.
Yep.
And everybody's still on that sliding downward, Now that because they raised minimum wage, and now prevailing wage is higher now because I'm an advocate of that with the union. So prevailing wage is raising because, like I said, in the next 2 years, I'm getting a $12 fucking raise.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck, So it's like inflation, because the inflation where it's at now is going to stay. It's not going to go down. It might come down like a half a point, just be like, look at what we did, but it's not going to really do or affect anything. It's going to stay right where it is because they want the lower class to stay low and the middle class to stay middle. Because with the raising of the hourly rate, dude, that's when they raised everything. Think about that. Once they raised everything up to like $15.25 an hour or whatever the fuck the minimum wage, once they raised that, that's where everything went through the roof. If you really pay attention to it, because they don't want anybody to get ahead.
When do you think the starting point of all this was?
Right then, I think.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to throw something at us like, look, now you're working for this much and you can make this much an hour, blah, 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 when they don't come into account that when they start working for like a McDonald's or a Walmart or anything like that, that is a multi-billion-dollar fucking corporation that can afford an employee insurance policy and pay for the employee's insurance. Man. They can pay. It's a write-off for them if they do that, and they don't do that for the employees, which I don't understand, because that's extra money for the employee. That's not $300, $400 a week that they're paying for insurance for their kids that they can't barely afford to fucking do with the hourly rate that they're working at anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, there's got to be something that they could do with these multi-billion-dollar corporations. You want to fucking hit them where it fucking hurts. Hit them in their wallet and make sure that they're putting it back into their employees. That's what they should be doing.
Nope.
It's like we were talking, man. Like, freaking my ideal candidate is to basically somebody to come up to the freaking the lector and fucking just, guess what? You people is what I think I care about. You people are what makes this country go round. We're feeding the banks. They're sucking us dry. So this is what has to happen. We're going to restructure the IRS the way it was meant to be, where it's going to freaking tax the rich, leave the middle class and lower class the fuck alone. And the only time that they have to freaking get any kind of taxes is when the mortgage rates, that's where they get their freaking taxes back. Knock that shit back down. Nobody owns the land here.
And my question is, why are we paying $400,000 for a house? $400,000. That's automatically, you're automatically putting people in debt when you're only giving people $15 an hour at minimum wage.
Same thing with like college, like going to college and shit like that. Like, going into it, this is a lifetime payment.
Yeah.
You're not just, you know what I mean? Like,
but here's the thing that I'm noticing too, because I have now I have 2 properties here, but the Gary house that I'm renting, that house, I have a 2.5% APR on that thing. 2.5. So there's no way in hell I'm going to refinance. Because that's what I'm getting, people like, oh, you want to do a cash out? You want to do this, that, and the other? It looks like you got equity. Let's do this. I'm like, can you beat a 2.5 equity rate? I'm just like, I don't fucking think so. No. Then don't call me. I would rather pay my property off than refinance for another 30 years and fuck myself with a 7% rate.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's what people aren't getting. They get enthralled and they get hypnotized by like, we'll give you your equity that you have. Here's $65,000 in your pocket. You can pay shit off and blah, 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 blah. And they hypnotize you with that shit, but yet they don't seem to understand that they're fucking stabbing you in the back while they're shaking your hand.
And the thing is, if you are going to take that equity, at least invest it and make more money on it so that you can go back and pay off the shit that you just took out.
Right. And then make sure it's a smart investment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I actually got another place in Oak Park. Okay. Overnight, we got 20 grand on the place because we bought it for 139, whatever the fuck. And then the next day, the unit below ours, which is the same size, same setup, same everything, sold for 160. So we were like, fuck, there we go. You know,
but you know what? Like I also think like it's manufactured this way because do they tell you or teach you anything in school?
Fuck no.
So then when you become an adult and now you're naive and stupid to the whole thing because you've never done this. Right. No one's ever told you about this. So you go with, you've kind of fallen to the sheeple type thing and you're like, okay, this makes, you know, and realistically, like you sit there and like, oh, it makes sense with there's, but it doesn't.
No.
And you kind of question it in your head, but you don't have enough knowledge on the subject. So you're kind of going to go in with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
a lot of people
it's kind of like a trial by fire too.
Yeah.
So it's like, because we kind of burned ourselves with our cabin up north. You know, we thought it was a great buy. It's a perfect location. I mean, if you were to look at it on the map and see it, you'd just be like, damn, that's fucking perfect. But it's a small little cabin. Okay? And we tried to do Airbnb up there. Okay? Lake Dalton's a motherfucker. They taxed the fuck out of us. And if you, heaven forbid, you're a day late on their online fucking bullshit and filling out their room tax fee. If you're a day late, they charge you $100.
God damn.
And if you don't pay it, they take you to court. And then you got to pay court fees. And then you got to pay, the permit that you got to pay is $1,000. And then you got to pay for a $500 health inspection fee. And, dude, it just keeps rolling. And you're like, how the fuck am I supposed to make money here?
You're not.
Exactly.
That's the whole game, is that you're not. You're paying them and that's it.
It's retarded.
It is.
You're paying them to rent out your shit.
Yeah. Well, like mortgages and shit, it's just glorified fucking apartments. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you still are paying.
Well,
you know
there's no longer apartments though. They're converting apartments to condos where they're selling them individually now.
Yep. And
then you pay an association to keep, you know, the gas and the freaking whatever involved with it, but keeping up the windows and all the exterior.
This is all stuff that should be taught to you. Well, everything, we have to start everything at a younger age. We have to start telling people like actual schooling, because I don't feel like we do that anymore, or at all, if it's ever been taught.
I don't. And what are they? Because it's like the hell, Matt Walsh.
Yeah.
And who's the other guy that doesn't have a beard?
Oh, the guy that goes to the college campuses?
Yeah.
I forget his name. I know who you're talking about, though.
But he's a prime example of colleges are a ripoff because they don't teach you anything.
No.
They make sure that you stay
as dumb as possible.
Right about here where they like you. Mm-hmm. You know, you have to take these prerequisites. Even though you've been taking them your entire fucking school career, we have to take English 101 in college.
Yeah. Well, then, and then once you graduate, the likelihood of you getting a job in the field and what you just, it's like.
And making enough to pay that off.
Unless you choose to be a teacher and then they lowball you.
Dude, that's so fucking.
It's ones that should be paid damn near the most to teach your kids.
Well, same nurses, all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
The essential, excuse me, the essential workers, the people that they're getting shit.
Hey, bro, let me tell you something. Don't bring your ass on this show and start coughing. I'm the only motherfucker that can cough on this goddamn
I do
show.
the fuck out.
Do you understand?
First of all, I'm a free American.
Not in this motherfucker. I'm the only motherfucker that can cough
motherfucker.
Yeah, right.
But that was, and speaking of freedom, I don't want to turn. Go ahead. I don't want you to finish.
No, go for it. It's already gone.
Sorry.
No, it's cool.
I
fucked
apologize.
everything up.
God
fucker.
damn it, dude.
My bad.
But I was sitting there on my rant yesterday. You said something, freedom, and I was just sitting there thinking like the pro-lifers and everybody that all that shit, and I was going back and forth and attacking the left and to the right, and I know the right freaking overturned Roe v. Wade, so that way it took the choice away from the people and gave it back to the state. That's not something I would agree with. You know what I mean? Because if you're the way that I see it, if you're not pro-choice, then you don't like freedom.
Yeah and no.
Because
I'm kind of the same.
Because here's my factor on that, because Chris Rock put it eloquently in his last episode. He's like, he couldn't bear living in a world where his daughter doesn't have 100% control of her body. Okay, so like everything else, there has to be statute of limitations because there are people out there that abuse this shit and think it's like fucking birth control.
Oh,
and that's,
absolutely.
Then that's a strain on the tax people because we're stuck hanging the bill because they're not going to fucking pay for it. Okay. So during my fucking rant, I was like, this is just my opinion. I know, because I have a dick, it doesn't matter, you know, at all. But the way I see it is just, okay, I'm all about the sports analogies, 3 strikes, you're out type thing. If you're going to get one, make sure that you have it done before it actually stems into a life. That's where my stance is. If it's still a fucking coffee bean inside of you, okay, it's just a cell. It's just a membrane. It's going to grow. If you leave it, it could become a life. I could agree on that. This whole process is fucking egregious. We can all agree that it's a barbaric procedure.
Yeah.
But there has to be limitations because I don't want to have anybody live with the fact that, somebody got raped and then they have to bring that child to term and then give it to foster care. And then that child has to be subject to that shit. And then we're paying for it on top of that. So it's still a strain on, number one, itself mentally, us financially, and the world as an end to itself because it's an imposition for the child not to have a loving family. Okay?
Yeah.
So 3 strikes, you're done. Full hysterectomy, you're paying for the bill.
It's such a weird.
It's a fine line, bro.
Right? It's like you got to try to make people happy with something because the people, the pro-choicers, they gotta have it. You know what I mean?
No. So my thing is, what are we trying to do? We trying to make people happy, or are we trying to govern a state that is equal to all? Because if we're trying to make a particular people happy, you might as well give it all the black people they fucking reparations, our 40 acres and a mule then. Because I'm just keeping it. See now you see how crazy that sounds. Because if we just say, well, we just have to give it to them. No. So my issue is with it is I don't care about a woman getting an abortion. But the thing is, first off, we can get DNA tests immediately. So there's a way for you to stick something inside of her, poke the baby, get the DNA test. Because what if she
didn't
messed around,
get the kid,
but the dad does?
Yeah. Okay.
So now dad has to suffer and go through all of his trauma. Nobody gives a fuck about that.
So you're saying that you want to give the father the first choice of taking the father and the child.
If the abortion is to be made, it has to be 2 people that sign off on that. The father and the mother.
I agree.
Okay, I agree on that. I agree on that.
The thing is, you can't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna bring Pookie from down the street," and Pookie just gonna sign off. No, we're gonna poke your baby and we're gonna DNA test Pookie, and then when it comes back, if it is, then we'll and Pookie say he don't want it, then we'll terminate the baby. But like you say, after strike 3. We have to say, well, baby, you just don't want no damn kids.
Right.
Let's just get rid of your whole little snot box down there.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you know what? It's
because it makes them responsible. You know what I'm saying? You have to make people responsible for their actions. And that's the thing that people are forgetting. I've been saying that
for a while now. The responsibility needs to fall on people.
Yes.
It needs to fall on the individual because this whole grouping together and throwing into the tribal shit, we can't keep doing that.
Right.
We can't.
That's why I'm all for, capital punishment. You know what I mean? Somebody, you burglar a house and fucking whatever.
Chop a fucking hand off.
Exactly. Or you start with their fingers and then
you heard what this is a little bit on the subject, but what the state trooper did to the judge?
No.
Found out, I forget if you pull it up, it's probably somewhere, but he found out this judge was inappropriate with his daughter, young daughter. Went to dude's house, shot him right in the head, walked away.
Okay.
And
I could see it.
I
could see it.
I got girls. You know what I mean? Like
I could see it. Yeah, no.
And you're upholding the law every day.
Right.
To a guy that's putting people in jail, supposedly holding up his end, and then you're doing this?
Yeah.
Eliminated.
Well, it's like the whole Kamala Harris thing, man. Because what did she say when Tulsi Gabbard slapped her with facts about how she blocked and disbarred actual physical evidence that could free people? She couldn't say shit.
Yeah. Well, like, it's just, it's just one of these things that, like, it literally does leave you speechless.
I
like,
know.
And it seems like there is a plot and a story that needs to be projected onto the people. You know what I mean?
So it's like is Steven Spielberg the director of this? Or
it
what?
seems like it. Yeah. It seems like some higher powers, and again, this
and we're gonna
see shit. And
so, what do you think the take will be, and what
like with
the downfall? If anything were to pop off, what do you think would pop off?
If this is how I kind of see it, I like what I said when I was here before. Like, I believe it's going to be somewhat of a civil war, but we got to stop saying that it's not going to be a civil war. It's going to be little skirmishes that are going to go on between the right and the left. If Trump gets in, he needs people around him all the time.
24/7.
Because the other side,
well, we don't need another
assassination.
They ain't playing, dude.
It's going to be 100% assassination attempt.
Yeah. Oh. He's had 3 already.
Well, the best thing is we don't drive convertibles anymore. So
we'll see. The problem with the right, if the right retaliates, the right's going to hit its target.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
But like, I think it's gonna. I think if Trump gets in, the left, it's gonna be a lot of. When was that? When all these riots were going on before? We're gonna see it again. And it's going to be in a different form and fashion, but we're going to see that. Where people are... Can
you imagine being Donald Trump and rolling past and the left just starts throwing dildos at you? Donald!
or those pocket
Side
pussies.
Throw
those pocket pussies at him. You want to grab a pussy? Here's a pocket pussy.
Oh, is that a giant cock?
I don't know, man. I have a feeling in my bones that it's not going to be just this...
No,
like smooth going, and I really do feel like bullets are gonna start flying, dude. Like I don't see it being
if they storm the Capitol again. But see, that's the thing with they're already starting to attack our Constitution.
They've been
doing that.
I know,
doing it, and now it's just more. That's what I said. It's more blatant. There's no need for stories anymore. They just do the stuff and then cover it up with the news.
They attack the 14th Amendment every day.
Yep.
Every day.
So it's like what are they even in place for if they're not going to be upheld by the people that are supposed to uphold the law and policy of this country?
I don't know.
So it's like that's the thing is that that's how they keep us in fears. Like if we were even step out of line, boom, you're in jail or you're fucking being sued or being fucking whatever.
And right now the dumbing down of our society and the health of our society, that's what they've been doing. They've been holding us in a certain pattern where we can't really speak about, like,
everybody's fat. That's why everybody's stubborn.
Well, look who fucking created the health and food chart. They're fat. But we got obese people telling us how to be skinny.
Well, like all this shit's coming out now about like back in the day why there's cereal and why there's all this other stuff is basically the sugar companies were like, we want to be rich. Ban all the healthy shit, like the healthy fats and the meats and all that stuff. That's at the bottom of the pyramid.
Well,
now.
no, what they do is they actually have a European shipment and a USA shipment.
Yep.
Because they ship all the shit that European bans, that might hurt their populace,
yellow
things that cause cancer. They kind of ban
color numbers and all that shit.
M&M's, Skittles, you can't get that over there.
So don't even think that they're not sending healthy shit to them.
Oh yeah,
and then giving us the shit.
Yeah.
Well,
they're killing us.
They do the same thing with our money.
I know.
We're paying taxes, and all of a sudden it's going to Ukraine. We just sent another $8 billion.
Did you see the freaking video? It was hilarious. There's like this chick, this brunette chick. She's like, I'm a Ukrainian, and this is my neighborhood.
Yeah,
and it's all rubble. And I'm a Ukrainian. This is my church, and then it pops back to an American girl just sitting there. I'm an American, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. It's like are these wars? Are they proxy wars?
I don't know, man.
Are they?
It's like you said when you're coming in here, man. It's like something stirring the pot for something to freaking spill over.
I think like big pharma and the health industry, all this stuff is, in my view, has never been looking for like helping us.
Yeah.
Ever. It's all been big. It's all been money. It's all been keeping us in our place, fat, quiet, sedated, and then they go about their business because, like, the big boom in the '80s with like or a little before the '80s, like in the '70s, '80s when McDonald's and shit was taking over the world, where it's literally everywhere.
Yeah,
that's when we started like getting fat, like hugely obese and stuff like that, and like sedated. We no longer gave a shit.
But they also came out with, I mean, that's why, Jenny McCarthy and Jim Carrey have been shunned because they've been seen behind the curtain and they've said, what the fuck? And now they're letting the public know and they're portrayed as crazy or out of line or whatever the fuck. But they actually said what they said was true. And in 1990, they came out with 15 more vaccines for something that hasn't even been around yet. And COVID-19 was one of them. So don't even think that they weren't planning way ahead.
Oh yeah. Well, did you see that one girl that just got all vaccines? She went to a doctor's appointment and the lady told her, you need to catch up on all your stuff. Boom. They started injecting her. Within 20 minutes, her face was this fat, all purple. She's in critical condition right now.
Yep.
What the fuck?
But they're definitely not showing. I seen that.
You see,
yeah,
dude. But
they can't just impose those on people. You can't just be like, no, you gotta have them.
It should all be personal. That's why, like the abortion stuff. Like I believe, like that if whatever that person feels they need to do, like I believe a human life's a human life.
True.
But it's not black and white. There is so much gray where it needs to be on the person, like. Were they raped? Were they that? Are you just a fucking hooker and you just decide, you know what I mean? Like,
there has to be statutes of limitations.
There has to be something.
Sure. Just like gun control. You know what I mean?
Look at her face.
What the fuck?
After 20 minutes of getting shots. That was her prior.
That's her before. Oh my God. What the fuck?
And dude, her parents put out a thing on like Instagram. I don't know if it was Instagram, but some social media stuff. And guess what happened? Started getting flagged because that's false information.
False information.
And it's like, how are you going to say that when this girl is living that?
She's
like
suffering. If people can't see that, hopefully you can look it up. It's a woman, courtesy of YouTube. Shout out. And a real pretty girl. It looks like the freaking forehead just turned purple, like her head just got beat
expanded
in.
like a balloon.
Yeah, and it
goes. It's like on her neck and stuff. Like the video that I originally saw, I was having a hard time finding it again because, like I said,
she's a pretty girl, but damn, dude.
And that was all. And now her parents are putting the doctor on blast because she said in like a year prior or whatever, she was like, "I'm really pushing for all the vaccines that when people don't have them to because we're trying to save people. We don't want to keep harming them." And it's like. That should be the person's choice. Yeah. That should be like, hey, no, I've never had it because I think.
See, but that stuff right there is just verifiable proof that why would you get a vaccine that they tell you that you should have that there's no reason for?
Or if you've never had this stuff in your body, keep it going. If you're fine and like, hey, man, now you're introducing something that your body is already.
Yeah, it's completely foreign.
It's already got a natural immunity to it. Now you're creating this foreign immunity, and now
that
you're compromising your whole body.
Yeah, and that wasn't even like just the COVID thing. That was like a gang of vaccines that got put on somebody super quick, and that was the reaction.
That's kind of like orientation into the military.
Oh yeah, you guys just stand there and they just jab you.
There's like a row of doctors on each side of you. I think there's like four stations you have to stop at, and there's on each side. So they're picking you on each side 4 fucking different. So that's 8 different injections. Just walking through the door.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
My nephew said he was like because he was telling me all about it, and he said like him and like a shit ton of other dudes were like pretty fucking sick afterwards.
Yeah.
Like because you're getting all this shit in your body that's basically little doses
hormone, all type of shit.
Yeah, because I'm one of my there's an E7 that I serve with. I'm not gonna say which company, but he served in Desert Storm, and he's one of these old guys that's about to retire and shit, and he's dealing with lawsuits against the military because his entire spine is fused. So it's
yikes.
And he's a real cool guy, man, real nice guy, big freaking, but to watch him eat and to sit at a table and it's almost like, damn, dude, the fuck, because he can't and he has to lean forward and kind of position himself, because if he tries to turn or even anything, it'll like choke him out.
Yeah, that's wild. And again, it should be personal preference, personal choice. Like,
right.
I don't want it. I've never had it. I've been fine. I'm good.
Right. And I don't understand why they can't respect it. It's supposed to. The doctor is supposed to respect the patient.
Because
we saw all that during COVID. Sorry.
No, you're good. But that's because of, like you said, we saw it during COVID. It's because of people like Kamala who says she wants to depopulate. You want to depopulate? This is the perfect way to depopulate. If I can get 30,000 people to take this jab, and you get sick from it and pass away, that's 30,000 less people that we got to worry about.
Listen to this crazy thing that I heard. So, all the migrants, right? Mm-hmm. All the people that came in, the 8 million or whatever the fuck it is now.
12.
So this guy was like, the left doesn't want them here either. They need them here right now for votes. And this is not me saying it. This is just what I heard.
Right.
And he's like, my thoughts they're going to get rid of them, but it's going to be mass extinction type thing.
They're going to give the Native Americans.
Yeah, they're going to give them either shots or they're going to get the extreme monkeypox or one of these big things that are happening now that they keep talking about. And they're the ones that are going to start getting wiped out. And we're the ones that are going to be, stay in your house now. This is what's happening. And that's going to slowly take them down. And I was like, maybe. I mean, it sounds wild, but
sounds great to be a vaxxer.
Because think about it, like, because all these fucking Chicago and all these other places, like Brandon Johnson, he
fucking idiot.
Now all of a sudden he wants all of them out of the city. Well, why the fuck did you let him in, dude? Because you were paid off, and that's what it is.
Fuck that guy. And fuck all my people who decided to let his stupid ass become their fucking mayor. Or whatever the fuck he is.
But I thought that was an interesting little way of looking at it, because I'm like, yeah, because it's not helping having all these people, because you bring them over here right away. Here's a cell phone. Here's, what was it, $5,000?
More than that, $6,000 a month.
Yeah, $6,000 a month.
And we're gonna house you at
and $3,000 in food stamps.
Yeah, and we're gonna house you in schools that are functioning schools, but we're not. There was like 5 schools that they took over,
and now they're even overpopulated twice the times more what they were. It's like Jesus
on top of our homeless issue that's happening, like
they just doubled that too.
So the people that are not contributing, they're gonna slowly start getting.
I'm gonna be real. If I was one of the homeless fucking people, I'm hopping in one of them lines right behind and be like, hey, who do I talk to about not getting my money, man? If I'm a Spanish or like an African homeless dude, I'm milking that shit. Oh, yeah. Who do I talk to about? Because I just came in and
that's why people aren't going back to work.
Yeah, they're already doing it now in California. They're incentivized to not get jobs. Like, I think I told you about it the last time I was here with the
ain't that Gavin Newsom stupid ass?
The family on the corner. Like, literally have a little shack, little shanty town type thing, and the dude was interviewing him, and he was like, so how did you fall in hard time, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, oh, I just stopped working. And he's got, like, small kids and stuff, and he's like...
This is by choice.
Yeah, and they're, like, literally providing for them, though. If they need, like, a cell phone or something, they have all these things, and it's like... Why? Like, what's the end game with?
You know what's scary is that if you watch like movies from the past, they're already predicting this stuff. You know, like
a lot of them.
Demolition Man. That's what I see happening. It's going to be civilization coming down on the law enforcement because they treat us like shit anyway.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They're not public servants. They're fucking pricks. You know, a lot of them are trying to be cool, but there's still, you know, the people on the power trip. You're like, really, dude? You don't.
Oh yeah.
You know, you have to freaking tell me why you're pulling me over. You can't just ask for my ID. And you got these First Amendment guys that are fucking recording everything.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They're just like, all right, so now what? Because I know the law, and you're gonna freaking tell me why this is, and you know.
And they've gone so long with having no pushback that they're not even understanding it. You know what I mean? They're just like, well, just give me your ID. It's not a big deal. Well, the fact of the matter is we don't have to.
Yeah.
And now people are starting to speak out on it. And the other side, like the cops are like, well, we've never had anybody argue this. What the fuck?
I've been preaching this to people for a while. Honestly, you don't need a fucking license to drive.
Well, there are local. The states mandate that shit. There are laws, and they have to be upheld in the state. I understand that.
Only according to the Constitution, which every police officer upholds. The only way that you are supposed to uphold a driver's license is to do commercial driving.
Right. That's where I was getting. That's where I was going with that.
Interesting.
But you can because you have the right to free passage or whatever throughout the United States, and you can travel on your passport as long as you own the vehicle.
Yep.
So as long as you're not paying a bank and you can produce the title for the vehicle and it's your private property, you can travel on a passport because they are there to police commerce. That's the thing. That's what a ticket is. It's a ticket of commerce.
And you know,
that's crazy.
You ready for this?
That's wild.
I watch a lot of shit on YouTube when it comes down to this shit. You want to know why cops really want you to pay that ticket so bad?
Because they're liable for it.
Because they're liable for that fucking ticket.
Because look, they have to sign it first.
Yeah.
Which makes them the complainant. You're co-complaining. That's why you sign it second.
Yeah, I did hear.
So you can go into court and be like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm going to pay that ticket. I'll pay the court fees, but I'm not going to pay that ticket." You can leave it up to the officer, and you have the right to do that because you are a co-signer. You are not liable for that.
See, again, these are things that should be taught
right
at a young age.
People need to know the laws.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if they tell you to get out of the car and they have reasonable suspicion of something, you have to get out of the fucking car.
And see, that's where it gets weird because they can just make that up.
What is reasonable suspicion?
But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And that's why they just passed a law in Illinois. I love it. That the smell of marijuana is no longer reasonable suspicion for them to freaking ask you to. So that being said,
even if it smells like smoke, they can't say shit.
So is there no more thing of DWI then?
Yes.
Because you can tell if somebody's smoking.
So that's what I'm saying.
But the odor of weed is a lot different than the odor of smoked weed.
Yeah.
So where does that? So is it smoked weed or weed?
The odor of weed
is the law.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a difference.
Yeah.
So if you're smoking it and there's evidence of the smoke coming out of the fucking window while you're, that's evidence.
But if you aired out and then they like, oh, I smell that you smoke weed, but like, bro, that's.
But see now
that was from yesterday.
Yeah.
But they're getting tricky now, to where almost like the DWI breathalyzers and shit that they have now. They actually have now swabs that can immediately slam back like, yep, you smoked in the last 20 minutes.
Really?
Yep. Because it settles in your saliva.
I want to know the price.
You want to know what you do? See, I love those tests, and I'm one of those guys. After you get done smoking, mouthwash your shit. Mouthwash and peroxide. Keep either one in your car.
So you live in the city that does that.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not fucking worried about it.
But that's the city that does that. They're like one of the first ones around this area that tried that.
Oh, Carroll Stream.
Them and Wheaton.
I think they still have like the biggest DUI rate.
Well, because they stop people. And the thing is that here's another thing that people don't understand. You have the right to bypass a fucking vehicle stop point. You can do a U-turn and go somewhere else. Even though they'll probably pull you over. But you have the right to avoid it.
Yep.
They can't make you go through that.
It's all a setup.
It is. It's all a setup, dude. I'm just, like you, dude. I'm just like, I go down a rabbit hole, and then you just like check shit out and like double check shit and fact check.
But the reason you want to know the reason for it, them being able to pull the shit that they pull off, because people don't want to learn the laws.
Exactly.
If people learn the laws, you'll be able to beat everything that they're doing.
Right, and because people don't know the laws, they're already struck by fear.
Yep.
Because of that little shiny shield that they have on there, and the authority of them being able to go get out of your car, and I'm going to put you in cuffs.
That's what I pay State Farm for, buddy. Here goes this. Hand me my ticket and go about your fucking way. And guess what? Can you roll your window down? All I got to do is give you this much so I can hear you. You can hear me, and I can hand you whatever documentation.
Well, you don't even need. Well, the thing is that you don't even have to give them your insurance card.
Exactly. You just got.
This is private insurance. I own this vehicle. Here it is. I don't have to give it to you.
Now, in like playing devil's advocate, now say you're a cop. You come up to the car. You know the laws. You know everything, right? But this person's refusing to roll down the window, not giving out his ID, not doing any of the things that you're in your head. You're like, okay, he's doing the law. But do you also have to be like, does he have a gun? What does he have that he's not? Why are you being so confrontational about these things?
Evasive.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I get to an extent of them being like, well, you can't even give me your ID. Are you holding a pistol right there? Is that why you don't want to? You know what I mean? Like, you still have to be that's somewhat critical on that end of,
That's the line of.
But that's your own personal suspicion.
Right. That's your personal suspicion.
And if you pulled me over because I was doing fucking 70 and a 50, you already knew what you were doing. You pulled me over doing 70 and a 50. Give me my ticket for doing 70 and a 50. Get my ID name and go. What's your name? I just want to give you your ticket so you can go. Joe Blow? Okay, cool. I'll give it to you, Joe Blow. This is your
So,
I got the car.
So there should be no more digging.
All that digging shit, I think Go ahead.
The way that I see that is that if people want the cops and, they can talk to the cops however they want to talk to the cops.
Yeah.
If they can talk to them with respect and then tell them the law and what they're freaking, doing against their civil liberties, be fine with that. They have to be able to understand that people know, some people do know the law and then they know how to use the law to their advantage.
Yeah.
So a cop has to understand that also. But to get the respect from the police officer, make sure that you're not hiding anything. Make him feel safe.
That's what I was kind of getting at.
Yeah.
Like, how do you continue that job? Because say this person, you pull them over, they're cool with everything. They're like, oh, blah blah blah, refusing to do it because they know the law, this and that, and then he drives off, shoots his girlfriend at the thing. At the house or whatever, you get a call and that's the cop. That's the car you stopped, but you didn't further push or like say like, can you roll your window? Can you?
But if now with all the but with all the body cams nowadays, they have to stay within the parameter of the law.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then they're fucked. So now with all the body cam bull crap, they can't really do what they used to do.
Also,
and then it's also like one of those. Oh, my bad. It's like one of those things that like. Kind of like with the Trump shooter. Like, you had him in your sights. You seen him with the gun, and you waited for him to shoot first.
That's different.
I
feel like that's different because you're at a rally. You're at a rally in the open, and it's not like it's open fire where you at. It's not you're not at a camp.
But I'm also sure that they were on their radios. Like, check and see who's up on this roof.
Absolutely.
Is that one of ours? Is that one of ours? Who's that?
The sniper said he's seen. I mean.
Everybody said that, they saw the guy up there.
And they saw the rifle, and they heard from people on the floor saying that he had this. In my opinion, in my eyes, my thought, that is a immediate threat. Yeah. Take it.
Absolutely.
Sure. You know what I mean? Like,
but to go back on to the guy in the car who might have a gun, what if he's a CCL carrier and you keep pushing? So now you're harassing me because I'm a CCL carrier, and I personally... I'm able to carry.
Yeah, I guess it's a little bit like the Minority Report movie. You remember that? That you're trying to stop something before it happens, even though you don't know the actual consequence.
But like Confucius says, the man that that the man that takes the path to avoid his destiny often meets his destiny on his way.
Look at that. That was profound.
So
that was good.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm just messing with you.
So
no, like I get it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like the more that you concentrate on it, the more you're gonna, manifest it in your life. So it's just you gotta draw the line and not get sucked into this vortex that it's fucking doing with everybody. Because I mean, I walk out of my door and I see idiots, just like, oh, let me vote for this fucking, jabbering butt plug. It's just like Jesus Christ, man.
Did I send you the what was the last word salad that was up?
Didn't your mother tell you to use coasters as a child?
He is. He's got his hair ties.
He's got his hair ties on. Yeah.
Like,
that's what they're for.
This isn't sitting on the
Hey,
table.
listen. I don't think you.
Not a dripping beer.
Let me give you a little heads up. I think you forget this, Dave, because we're cool. I'm black. We didn't have fucking coasters.
I don't forget it. I just don't see that.
Okay. You might need to open up your eyes a little bit. We didn't grow up with coasters. I'm sorry.
I just like that your fucking hair things around. That's awesome. Like, I'm gonna put this in a safe spot.
Hey, gotta make sure I got them.
Got to keep them off the bar, keep them dry.
So all right. Here's like a little thing. Like, so what are your thoughts, both of you, on like, is there in your thoughts, is there like an Illuminati type thing? Do you think that there is a higher power that's manipulating things?
Absolutely, it has to be.
Like what Cat Williams has been talking about?
Yeah, but across the whole board with everything. Like with our government, with Hollywood.
It's evident with the World Economic Forum.
Yeah.
They're the ones calling the shots.
Yes. So you are on board that there is an entity, whatever it's called. I don't fucking give a shit. But there's
somebody doing
something that's manipulating how
it's the Rothschilds, it's those people.
Yeah.
We already know.
Because
if you go back, if you go and go do the research, Disney's owned by so and so, and
it all cycles back to the same
the same four families or something like that.
And didn't we talk about that before with Disney? Is that how they're going to try to dictate how we move forward through their movies? Because if you look at it, they're already trying to twist.
Oh yeah, they're taking old movies and taking certain things out.
If you don't have the VHS no more, baby, you ain't seeing the real thing,
right?
That's it.
That's why. Go ahead. That's why Blazing Saddles is streaming. Go ahead.
Hey, you got it on that one. I can't even say nothing off of that. You got it on that one.
I mean, people. Are losing their shit because they're allowing white people to say the N-word.
Better not.
And it's a movie though. But
it's meant to attack the ignorant people.
Better not, you motherfuckers.
Like American History X.
Oh God, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that is like you hear so many people. If you pull it up, it's a racial movie. It's this and that. It's race based. But it's also showing the downfall of this dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like showing his weight, like changing his ways.
It's a very racial movie.
Oh,
it's not a racist movie.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, granted, what he did in that movie was
coming from the fucking white guys. Oh, here we go.
But have you seen it?
Yes.
Okay. So you know that it's a racial movie.
You ain't even seen the movie.
I have. I've seen that.
So I mean, you know that it's a racial movie and how he went through that whole transformation because of how the dude saved his ass in jail. You know what I mean?
Literally. Saved his ass. Like, because them white dudes, they were ready. They were hungry.
But think about that. But looking around in society nowadays. What are you looking?
It's a big ass spider.
Where?
On the wall.
Oh, goddamn.
Hey, he been eating up everything. That's a big ass spider. You see that big motherfucker?
He's
put a leash on that fucking thing.
Dude, he's pissed because I cleaned up today.
You got a fucking mini tarantula?
God damn, dude.
You didn't tell us you had a loose spider out here.
It's weird. I can see its pupils. That's a little too big. What are you feeding that fucking thing? Yeah, damn.
Baby
fuck?
gizzards? God
It just
damn.
waved at me.
Right?
I don't
He's
know.
just like
Gave me
winking
the
at you.
finger.
That thing's smart.
He's winking at you.
Yeah, he wants a mic.
He's trying to figure
I
out.
don't
how
know
much
what
web
made me
he
look
is.
down there. I just seen some move. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Oh shit, that's a big spider.
That's my mouse killer right there.
Hey, shit, you ain't wrong.
That thing's the real deal.
All the fucking ants that like to try to come through there, he's just sitting there like, come on
Do it.
down.
Do it.
You're the next contestant of The Price is Right.
No, like I'm really fascinated with that portion of it, with the conspiracy theory stuff, where it's like the powers that, you know, the higher ups that are
Trickling it down.
the elites. Because then once you start like really like what you were saying, getting through the rabbit hole and shit, you're like,
Well, now that
fuck.
it's weird that now that P Diddy's going down and all the actors are starting to come out about Diddy, Oprah, fucking all the Obamas.
but then you got to
fucking-
think like, are they coming out because they want to be the ones on the sideline? Like, I was at the party, but I didn't do anything. Like,
He shot the sheriff, but he didn't shoot the deputy.
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them are. There's what Kevin Hart just sold 3 of his vegan restaurants.
What?
Why? Oh yeah. Why? Probably because you're gonna need a whole lot of money to go through these cases. Dude.
Did you see the deleted scene from the Kevin Hart thing with Marky Mark? Because Mark Wahlberg was just like saying something about Diddy, and freaking Kevin Hart's just like, dude, stop. He's just like, stop. And then freaking Mark just kept going, and because he laid into it, because he didn't fall for Diddy's shit.
Yeah.
You know, so he just fucking started going.
There's a whole lot of Kevin Hart interviews with different people where he tells, let's not talk about it. Because, hey man,
Hell,
I
that
can
shit
separate the man from the
from
work,
the art, but
yeah, I think he's a funny
but-
dude. But
you can't
he's-
separate what you've already done, boy.
He's paid. He's been paid, and he's done things,
But
and
what are
he's
they
been
doing?
involved.
That's the
You know
thing
what they
is-
doing, bro?
They're keeping. They're
They drugging motherfuckers and fucking them.
Them bottles of lube weren't lube.
No.
I think those are the things that he's giving.
Is that
It's
that whole-
lube.
Is that
Quaaludes, goddamn it.
Quaalude.
It's that Quaalude.
So
It's
is
real
that- is
lube.
that
He
that-
probably crushed them up and left them up in there.
So is that
Rub
what
it
that
on
whole
your body
thing with?
just
And
like
then
that. Put it in there.
1,000 something cameras throughout his whole home.
Jesus Christ. But is that what the whole thing with Justin Bieber is? Is that they fucking just molested the shit out of him and
Oh
then they
yeah,
just
that's
made him a
that's
star
the
to make up for
adult
it?
camp.
It's basically so how I've like read about it and what I've like seen or whatever is that they are bringing these people in, saying he's going to be the next star. Okay, let's have him at a party, whether he's gay or not or whatever. He's going to do some stuff,
You got to perform first.
and now we got you on camera. Having an act with so-and-so, doing coke, doing whatever that may jeopardize your stardom.
So is this after or before they drugged him?
Before.
So this is before. So now they have you, and they'll be like, "All right, if you want to keep going up in this business, you got to do X, Y, and Z." And
You
they're
got to
like,
suck my dick.
No fucking way. And then they're like, "All right, play the tape." Now they play it, and he's like, "Well, fuck."
Or they might not even play the tape. I got 2.5 mil for you.
Yep.
Go up in the room with Big Bubba and let him pound your back out.
And if they continue saying no, then they put that out, and
Yep.
they're like,
This
"Now
is
what
what
are
I
you
got
gonna
for
do?"
you.
So either you're gonna play ball, or we're gonna squash you in the industry.
You gonna
It's not
play with
happen.
balls or you gonna play ball?
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
And so they're blackmailing a shit ton of people, and it's been going on for fucking ever.
So what do you think the involvement with Jay-Z and Beyonce is? Is
I
it
think
like a
Jay-Z's
Jeffrey
like a
They
top
like
dog
kids.
in that.
So are they like,
Beyonce fucks young boys.
So-
It's already been said.
And she tortures young girls
Yep.
with like her dancers and shit.
Yep.
Jesus Christ?
She puts them through like
Really
run a-
rigorous.
Yeah, run a train on this chick. Blah blah blah. And it's. I think it's all hand in hand. They're all gaining something out of it, and all of it circles back to money and popularity and staying where they're at.
Dude, fucking money really changes people.
But then like it's going through Hollywood. So you gotta assume
Right.
it's going through government.
Dude, and
You gotta assume it's going through all these big businesses, because then you got CEOs of I don't remember the exact, like you could probably pull that up too, but like CEOs are being dropped out left and right.
The producers and CEOs
Yeah,
from
of all
music
these-
companies.
Music companies, movie.
now are they dying suspiciously?
No,
or are
they're
they
not.
just being
They're
fired?
retiring. They're quitting. They're leaving these positions, either being told to or they know My name's on that fucking list, and it's coming around.
So, but here's my question: if that's so important, why isn't the Epstein list being upheld? Because that just kind of fell off the earth. They said, "Oh, we got the Epstein list."
I almost think it's like one and the same.
Because
I almost think they're all. That's what I was saying
tied
before.
Together.
100%. Puff Daddy used to shoot his music videos on Epstein Island. Like so. It's
a correlation there.
Yeah, exactly. Is there a little correlation there?
So he just kind of took over where Epstein.
I think
left.
it's just been going on. I think a bunch of people have these roles, and like because then there's like handlers. Then there's people like they're saying that Usher was a handler, meaning he brings in these people, he handles them.
He was a grizzly.
Yeah, he gives them off to them, and then he molds and shapes.
Hey,
their
we'll make
career.
you a star. Come on
Yes.
in. Got to suck his dick first.
Yep. I did it, and look where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. That's what like Usher's saying. Like I did this, and I'm still relevant.
Bro,
I'm
think
still
about
here
it.
doing this shit.
Think about it when Diddy said, "Me and him, we used to wake up in the morning and wrestle over the cornflakes." Bro, number one,
we used to wrestle in bed over the
and
cornflakes.
wrestle in bed over the cornflakes.
Yep.
What song was that?
That wasn't a song. That was him saying it
Him really saying that in the interview.
about Usher.
He said,
What
him
the
and he,
fuck?
this is like my little brother. We used to be in the bed wrestling over. Remember, we used to be in the bed wrestling over
In the morning, we
cornflakes?
were wrestling. Why the fuck were you in bed with him, bro?
In the morning, why would you wake up in the morning wrestling in the bed over cornflakes?
Huh.
Yeah.
And this is Diddy, this is at your house.
So where's J-Lo fitting all this?
J-Lo's the devil.
Hey,
Supposedly.
they say
from what I'm hearing,
Hey,
it's
from
like,
what I've read, they say J-Lo is the ringleader
Like,
of this
she's
shit.
nasty
Even
with it.
the reason that she's just been trying to fuck with Ben Affleck, and that's the reason he was like, he found out about this shit and was like, "Hey Ben, some shit about to hit the fan with me." He was like, "Oh bitch, I don't want no dirt. Oh, we're done. We're done. This bitch is dirty. She's dirty."
Get
Supposedly
the
Puffy-
fuck out my house.
supposedly Puffy sent Ben Affleck a video of her. I don't know what was on it, but it was enough to say, well, I'm done. Right now, Mila Kunis just moved out of her house with her kids and is staying at a different property because of Ashton Kutcher. Because they were the 2000 Rat Pack. Puffy, Ashton Kutcher, George Clooney, all these dudes that were like, "Oh, we're party all the time, we drink, we slay chicks." Now it's all coming back around.
My girl wants to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time. Quaaludes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. It's like,
First we find the Jello pudding.
So did they just sacrifice Bill Cosby to it just for?
Hey, Bill. I don't think Bill did it. I think those bitches did
think
it
he's a
voluntarily.
patsy? Thinks he's a patsy?
I think he was the first person to use, and then after that, because they had no real evidence to stick on him, I think they was like, all right, we got to go start getting all the rest of these freaky motherfuckers.
But what if he was like the first person they approached to have this, started and like come into the circle?
I think it's way past that.
Yeah.
You think it's past
way
that?
But
beyond that,
Cat Williams broke the plane this year to start all of this shit.
dude, think about, all right, real quick, going back in time. James Dean, how he got his
Are
roles.
we going back to the passage of time? I'm
Yes.
sorry. Okay.
How he got, James Dean, how he got his roles was to suck producers' dicks.
Oh.
And they told him. And he always said, not always said, but like it was known that he wasn't gay, but that's how he got roles. Person right behind you.
Oh, I
that
know she
picture.
did. Yeah, I know.
So
she did.
I think it's just been you want to start in this business, you got to
Guess
do
what?
this.
Yeah.
And it may not just always be a sexual thing. It may be a violent act. It may be something else. They manipulate the system and they blackmail people. And I think it's in every big corporation type thing. And I think they all network with each other. They all know
Well, we know that with all the electronic bullshit that's going on because they monitor everybody and what
yeah.
they do, so that way they fed the same bullshit. That way
Yep.
everybody's just mind controlled. Fuck with this little object in their hand all day, and people obviously can't put it down. So it's even
why would
it's
you?
even
It's so available.
So I mean that's even worse than fucking the pills that they're
Yep.
dishing to the kids because they're more on that than they're on anything else.
And then all you need is like subliminal messaging, that was masterminded
Years
World
ago.
War II. You know what I
Years
mean?
ago.
With propaganda and different things like that. And like I said before, like the American public doesn't realize when they're being radicalized.
Right.
They don't know because we don't have that in this country.
And the people that
supposedly
do say that we are being radicalized, they come out against those
Yep.
people saying they're crazy.
Yep. Or their conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Like that's the biggest thing that I hate now, when there's so many things that like have opened up that used to be conspiracy theories, and now it's just like, no, that's what happened.
Yeah.
How do you still use that term?
Right. Just like the whole UFO thing. How did they release those files like on the sly?
Yeah. All
You
this
know what I
shit's
mean?
going on here, and they're like, by the way, there's aliens. What the fuck? How the fuck did that shit just like? Everybody was like, all right.
Yeah.
Bro, but
oh, cool.
but everybody should have been known that shit was real. If you were only motherfucker who's like, oh, we the only
Dude, are you
motherfuckers
kidding me? There's still,
out here.
There's still stupid motherfuckers that think this world is flat.
Yeah.
Hey, if you think we the only creation in the world, you're a fucking idiot. It has to be.
And
something
you know
else.
what? Like, what else would be a good way to get people off the scent of what their government's doing? What if there's these high-tech ships that we've developed and they're...
So
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I saw something scary with the drones. Did you see the little AI drones?
Oh, yeah.
With the little bullet that fucking when they... I'm
Yeah,
like,
dude.
what the fuck? Think of a fucking skid full of those things that are dropped out of a fucking plane.
I watched an AI simulation of that. They dropped a thing out of a plane and it looked like a crate.
Yep.
Shit blows open and there's like thousands of these things that go and swarm. And it's all fake. Like,
Yeah, it's all
you know,
CGI right now.
but that's fucking terrifying.
that is...
Holy shit.
That's like fucking... What's it called? Civil War.
Oh, the movie? Yeah.
Yeah, with the aircrafts fucking just registering everybody, just like boop, 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 boop. Fucking
Shit's crazy,
million
man.
of people dead and fucking had to push up a button.
Wild. And then there's no human contact with, you know what I mean? Because like all the drone guys, like they always like during wars and stuff, or recent wars, they're saying like, well, I didn't feel like I was killing anybody
Yeah.
because it's not, you know, you're down scope. You know what I mean? Like you're behind a desk, you're playing a game,
Yeah.
so they have less connection to it,
Yep.
and that's fucking terrifying.
Well, that's like Shane Gillis.
Yeah. What? Yeah. He's like, yeah. Yep.
Clear.
And that's what they do, and it's emotionless. They don't. He's like, I don't relate to those guys. He's like the guys on the, He's like the guys on the monkey bars. That's me. Yeah, that
You
was
and your
hilarious.
buddies just going out in sandals.
Yeah, flip flops. Yeah, that was a good one. But it's kind of true. Like
It is true.
You lose the emotion because you're not there. You're not doing the same thing.
You're not
that,
physically connected
Yeah.
to it. Yeah.
even even people like I've heard like the difference between like guys on the ground and snipers.
Yeah.
Like the snipers feel way more connected because they're literally
Yeah,
in
through
their
the
face.
scope. They're watching the base of their skull break
where
apart.
another dude could be like kind of spraying and he knows he got him, but it's more so, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you
But even with the infantry guys, I mean, they're more apt to get into, you know, close quarters combat.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to have to, you know,
oh yeah.
stab somebody in the fucking neck for them to not kill you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But there's also like them shooting up at a mountain range.
True.
You know what I mean? Where
they're
it's like,
freaking quarter mile away,
yeah,
whatever.
I think
you
I
know?
got him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Whatever.
Yeah. Where like the snipers are like, they hit him in the eyeball because they're looking at his eyeball. Like, you know, like
Right.
it's intense.
Yeah. And that's what is dreadful. So, what do you think is going to pop off or make the world implode as we approach this wonderful election season?
Bitches. No.
Ain't nothing but bitches and coke.
Shit, I think nobody's gonna have homes. I think it's gonna get to a point where everybody's gonna be like the movie Hunger Games. I think I have been saying that shit a long time. I was like, this Hunger Games shit real, bro.
Yep.
There's so much land that we don't even know anything about. It's gonna be a kill game, bro. That's how it used to be. You put some weak-minded people with a couple swords and watch them go kill a person. And then the person that win, he gets a little bit of riches and a little bit of gold for a little bit of time.
Yep.
I honestly think it's going to be a Red Dawn situation. They're going to.
You think we're going to get invaded?
No, yeah.
Like an actual invasion, or we're letting them in?
Half of them are already
because
here.
That's what I was about to say. Because we pretty
the only
much
people
got
that
invaded.
Yeah,
like,
the only people that aren't here are the Soviets.
Yep.
And the Chinese. I mean, even some of them squeaked through. But
good.
we have
No, the Chinese are here, bro.
a lot of them
right now we have a lot of like you said, Chinese,
and a lot of
but we have Somalians, Venezuelans.
Yeah.
We have all of basically everybody in Central America up in here. So I mean, they're all dispersed out. They don't know where anybody is. They know that they have fucking thousands of people on the FBI watch list, freaking roaming the freaking lands of the U.S.
Well, did you see the backpacks on the border? So these dudes are whipping backpacks over fences or whatever. They're still getting through, but they're throwing these backpacks to get them on the other side. The border patrol picking them up. They're all filled with passports.
What?
Exactly. And you also got to think about that. These Chinese dudes, so they're coming through Mexico. So they flew
past America.
They flew here. They flew in. So they have to have stuff like paperwork, like right. And then all of a sudden they're walking over here. Why didn't you just?
Maybe they're instructed when they get here to burn their fucking shit and then show up with nothing.
Exactly. Kind of seems like somebody's telling them that this is where you should go. It's not like a survival situation where I'm fleeing my homeland because this is happening and I want a better thing. It's more so like, hey, why don't you guys go over here? Because they're told, because like the guy's interviewing all these dudes walking and he's like, where are you going? Chicago, New York, L.A., Chicago. They know where they're going.
Yeah. I mean, there's a video of Dr. Phil when on his podcast, he went through, I think, the Venezuelan representative for our U.S. consulate down in Venezuela, and they got information from our DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, to instruct and release prisons and psycho wards and instruct them to go to our borders. Don't worry about it. We're processing them in.
Castro did it.
It's like, what the fuck? Our own people are telling them to send everybody here.
Yeah. That was like a similar thing. That's what Scarface was. Castro knew, and he talked to, I forget the president at the time during that, but they kind of made a deal, and Castro was like, I'm giving you all my criminals. He emptied out jails and sent them over here. That's what Scarface is. The movie Scarface.
Yeah.
I'm a political
refugee.
Prisoner.
Political refugee.
From Cuba.
Cuba. Libertad.
But he was a prisoner the whole
time.
But it's like, it's like, wow. So if there's going to be a civil war, like I said, half of them are already here. I guarantee we're going to have to battle whoever the fucking Venezuelan people are, because their gangs are already causing troubles out west.
Oh, yeah. They had some in Chicago. They were trying to take over apartment buildings, right? Or the complexes and stuff. They have them in Colorado. That was the big one.
Aurora, Colorado.
Yeah.
Because they're stopping at freaking like truck stops and shit, and charging truckers to sleep there overnight. And if they don't pay, they fucking pop their tires and shit, or put fucking sugar in their gas tanks.
Yeah, it's all old school mafia stuff.
Yeah.
Al Capone.
Right. So that's why
it's all intimidation.
I would get a truck and make it be a decoy. I'd like load up a bunch of friends and be like, all right, man, decoy, let's go out there. We're gonna refuse payment. I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna sleep tonight, blah blah blah. But I'm gonna fucking park my ass out in the distance and freaking scope these motherfuckers down when they come down and even think about going by my truck and just pop. See you later, hit squad.
Yep.
And
it's wild, man. Like there's so many things going on right now.
It's gonna be Mad Max, dude.
Yes.
It's going to be Mad Max.
Have you seen the movie
All Your Boys?
Snowpiercer?
Yeah.
On the train?
Yeah.
Where that's what I think they want to set it up as. Keep the people in the back not knowing what's going on up front.
Yeah.
Because up front is doing everything.
Yeah.
as long as we can keep and that's the, feeding them the bars and, no, we're never going to be able to have plants again. We're never going to have this and that. Meanwhile, up front, they're in a fucking jungle eating steaks and shit.
They're flourishing,
And it's not that far-fetched to think like that.
Because it'll be a nuclear winter. It won't be anything else. They're going to kill the planet with nuclear war. Which
that's fucking terrifying.
That's terrifying, too. That's a terrifying thought.
That shit'll go real fast. I think it was on Joe Rogan or something like that, where he asked AI or whatever the fuck you ask. He said, like, what does the end of the world look like? Have you seen this?
No.
Dude, it's like, literally it puts up all these pictures of just, like, scorched earth, fucking people holding cell phones, and they're, like, burnt, and you see their shadows behind them and shit, like.
No, ask it. Ask it, what does the end of the world look like? Don't go to the Rogan podcast. Just ask it, what does the end of the world look like? Because there's a lot of things that like come up on this shit. Like if you look, like just put in like years for like the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Like put in 2025, it's death and destruction. 2026 is all about rebuilding community and all that kind of crap. So I swear to God, it's gonna be like demolition, man.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Fucking just everything's gonna implode.
Well, yeah. It's kind of weird because the pictures, it's like skeletons, and like how in Japan they have like the prints of the shadow on the wall
from the nuke,
and it's like skeletons of people holding phones, and like that's what they're thinking, because you would think that's probably what a lot of people would die like, holding that thing in their hands.
Yep.
There, that's one of the first one. Yep, right there. This is the AI thing.
The NFL season is here.
Oh.
Dun dun dun. You're gonna have to edit that out. Damn. Oh, undo that.
Let's see, he's holding the phone.
Yeah.
And they're all selfies and shit.
Yikes. Horrifying AI-generated depictions of what last selfies taken on Earth would look like. Jesus Christ. It's like scorched earth if people haven't looked this up yet. It's almost like fucking like Terminator.
Yeah. Well, think about look at what we're looking at right now. We're literally looking at artificial intelligence telling us that's
what they're
all
looking
the Terminator's basis is
right.
that we gave too much power or too much to these things and they've evolved.
And it's so scary with all the bomb coding and everything like that.
Yep.
It's like war games in 1983, man. Just like, would you like to play a game?
Yep.
You know, here we go.
Insane
Global nuclear, global war,
Shout out
or
to
whatever.
Insane Curiosity.
Oh, shit.
I'm not gonna really jump. I'm gonna jump through this.
That's fucking nuts, man. And that's the shit that Pete's building, dude. Like all this fucking crap. Our buddy from school, that's the type of shit that he does. He builds these type of worlds. Yeah. I'm wondering if he's got like
an insight on
yeah, right? Because I haven't talked to him in a while. I tried calling him.
So I sent him a message on fucking Insta, and his page is now deactivated. So I don't know what's going on, bro.
What the fuck? Because I called his phone and I left him a message, just fucking whatever, just like, dude, let's meet up, drink a beer, smoke a cigar, or whatever. Fucking nothing. It's like, I don't know if he's getting the script for building these worlds so people can see this shit. I mean, look at it. I mean, and even Alex Jones is going nuts with fucking all this shit too. And
I mean, he's been fucking screaming about this for 20 years, dude.
Man. And now that, you know, that big one that he fucking told everybody about, you know.
Yep. Now, if it goes the nuclear route, we're fucked. If it goes the grid route, we're fucked in a year. In a year, half the population's done.
Yeah, because they're going to loot, they're going to starve,
Yep.
they're going to kill each other.
They said if you could survive the first month, you may be able to survive the year. But if most likely, majority of people instantly die. Will probably die within 3 days. And then like the longer term, why they say a month is because of the like famine, starving, shit like that.
Right,
so,
right. Because the first week is going to be nothing but violence, rioting,
and they said even with like
looting.
See, I'm so smart because everybody would be running to get meat. I'll just be getting like big ass bags of rice and beans, just like.
Well, that's what they're telling people. Like I watch like a lot of the survival guys and like all that stuff, and they're saying like get canned goods, get a good, water source.
But you got to be careful with those too, because they're fucking poisoning that shit now too. You know what I mean? So you got
rice and beans. You can eat rice all day. You can eat beans all day. Fuck it.
Jar of honey never goes bad.
Never goes
Dude,
bad.
go to a fresh deli. You know what I mean? And boil down some pig fat. Make some lard.
Yep.
You got to freaking
get some tallow, beef tallow.
Yeah, and just
same
dude,
shit.
make pemmican.
Yep.
I mean, that's a beef protein bar right there for freaking. It's 3,500 calories. It'll last the damn day. It's a fucking square bar, like an inch thick by 4. Dude, and then you just hunt. If people don't know how to hunt, well, that's your own fucking fault, and you don't know how to survive.
Yeah, they said
That's why I got white friends.
The guy that I was watching, he was saying like about the month thing and 3 days or whatever. He said the first thing that's going to collapse and a huge amount of people are going to be done with cities. Yep. Cities are going to, because they're going to they're so close to each other and they're so literally
tight knit.
Yeah. Well, they're shoulder to shoulder. Yeah. You're bumping into people there are riots and violence like you have never seen on the streets.
I can believe it.
And then like suburbs, it'll slowly bleed into that because the people that just survived that and like cleared out all the stores.
They're gonna try looting houses.
They're gonna keep going down.
Yeah.
And then he said with those more rural or suburb areas and stuff, it'll be neighbor on neighbor. Because then if I run out of fucking toilet paper, if I run out of this, if I run out of that, I'm coming to your house. And if we don't already have a good rapport,
guess what?
Yep,
yeah,
it's gonna be a physical altercation.
I'm going to lay you down.
And that same dude said, if you don't, you should get a strong little core of neighbors and friends that have like-minded people that can help you instead of go against you. Because, and that's what I was saying, like little skirmishes. That's probably what it would be.
Right.
Like neighbor to neighbor. You have what I want.
See, that's why I'm friends with the Trump guy.
The guy kitty corner from you. Yeah.
Yeah, I look over there and I'm just like,
I was saying when we pulled up, we were talking about that, and I was like, this guy probably is like, hey, go shit in this guy's yard, like telling his dog and shit. Like,
all that fucking Kamala shit just swinging.
Yeah.
And then what's funny to me is everybody's just like, oh, if Trump wins, I'm going to leave the country. Cool.
Do it. They said that the first time.
But you know what's sick is that people are posting videos of how the Trump supporters need to be arrested for displaying these.
Yeah.
Even though Harris people are proud. I mean, I don't give a shit. I'll sit there and make fun of them. It gives me something to fucking laugh at.
That's the whole thing of freedom of speech.
Exactly.
And like, you should be able to, I should be able to live right next to you and say the moon is made out of cheese. And you should be able to say, you're fucking nuts. I don't believe you.
I would go,
and
what
that
kind?
should be it. You know what I mean? Like, there should be a common ground where I don't think like you and you don't think like me, but you want to come over for a beer?
Right.
You want to have a barbecue? Like,
right. Bring some meat. I'll put it on the grill.
Yeah. It's no longer like that in a lot of situations. It's very divided. It's very tribal. They're no longer even looking at policy. They're no longer looking at what these people are going to do for us or what they could potentially do or whatever. They're looking at, this is my side. Oh, shit. This is your side. Crips and Bloods. Red and blue.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It is.
And even those motherfuckers got together.
Right?
All right, guys. This show is over. He's fucking shit up. He's over here hitting the desk and shit.
Hey, man.
Talk about gangs and shit.
That was perfect sound fucking check right there.
That was like our hourly long gong.
Yeah, right?
Bong. But yeah, man, fucking. I was sitting there. I texted him right after yesterday's rant. I was just like, I can't deal with the stupidity. Everybody's stuck on stupid, just like at work, I'm like, everybody has this boss that you don't even know if they know their job.
Oh, yeah.
But yet they're going to come out and tell you how to do yours.
Yep. Oh, I have one.
You know? And it's like it's been like that for me for the last 2 years with these people. And it's hard for me to they don't like being told no. And it's not even like I'm telling them no. It's kind of like, well, I'm not doing it now.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Or correcting what they're saying. They frown upon that.
Right. Because if I tell them, like, listen, if you're asking me to do this now, it's going to be useless.
Yeah.
So let me do it when I want to do it, and it'll prove something.
Yeah. Well, it's the whole thing of, like, you've been doing this for 20 years or something. Yep. New guy comes in, tells you what to do, and you're like, wait. I'm not talking shit to you, but this ain't my first rodeo. Yeah. You know what I mean?
This ain't the first time we've done this. Yeah.
But God forbid anybody tells upper
upper
management anything.
But that's what gets me too, is that even if they are new to the field, or say they even have like 5 years experience or whatever the hell, and this is their first project of doing a vertical structure instead of a horizontal structure, like roadways and whatnot, you figure you would soak in the knowledge from the experienced people around you
100%.
to try to come up with solutions of any problems that may lie ahead, and try to understand what they're saying compared to what the plans are and blah, 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 blah. But they don't do that.
Oh, because they don't want to feel like they don't want.
If it doesn't look like the picture.
Yeah. Well, they don't want anybody to know that they're not knowledgeable on something.
Right.
Like,
it's almost like they're tripping on their ego, but you don't want to,
yeah.
and you're trying not to challenge their pride in the process. But it's kind of like when you've been doing this for a long time, it's almost like common sense. It's like, listen, this is what it is, and this is how I can explain it to you. If you're not going to listen to me, I'm going to just stop fucking talking to you.
Yeah. Well, I've heard a lot, like from my dad when he was in the military and stuff, and my dad was in for 35 years.
Yeah.
He knows a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You learn a lot.
A new guy who's 25 years old comes in and he's your boss.
Well,
and they're not willing to hear shit.
Nope. Especially if they're a butter bar.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Fresh out of the academy, the cadet school, and they're just like, I got to prove a point. And that's a lieutenant, first class lieutenant. It's fucking, oh, my God. Those guys don't know dick.
But I think it goes into every field. And it's like what you said. It's ego. They were brought on because, they are trying to do a job too.
Yeah.
And they have somebody.
Right.
That's looking at them. So if they don't start barking or saying something, even though it's fucking dumb.
Yep.
I get all sides. I get it to an extent. But.
Right. And then you have to call in the big guns and make sure somebody trumps the fucking butter bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's only one NCO that would be able to tell the lieutenant, this is how it is, sir. Yeah. Because it would be like a command sergeant major.
Yeah.
Somebody that's been through the shit.
Yeah.
And he's gone as far as he can with his NCO hood and somebody to listen to.
Yeah. My dad was a staff sergeant.
Yeah.
And he was in Vietnam and stuff.
Yeah.
So like right there at that time period, they already had more respect for him.
Because he made it to E6. Yeah.
And they were like my dad would literally just tell him, be like, you don't know what you're talking about. Get out of my face. And they would just be like, all right, sir.
Right on, Sergeant.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but you can't do that anymore.
No.
Because once I hit my E5, I got my sergeant stripes. I loved it. You know what I mean? And then because I had a rapport with some of the guys, I had a problem giving them orders, but I did it in a fashion to where I was like, let's do this. A lot of hands make for light work. Let's just fucking get this
more
done.
of leadership teamwork,
right?
Instead of I'm the boss.
Yeah. We need to get this done instead of I want to see you do this.
Yeah.
It's like no, that's not how you lead. So, what are you looking up there, dude?
Honestly, I just left the.
You just left the conversation and looking at freaking
He's
YouTube.
Looking at his hammer getting smashed.
I don't know why.
He's like, look at that hammer. That's a nice hammer.
He just saw something else. He's like, damn, look at it.
This is from the 1900s, supposedly, and like
that's China steel. Yeah, it's weak as shit.
Bullshit.
It's weak as shit compared to the U.S.
And I was just staring at it. I get caught on and shit like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. Well, you're gonna have to take over for a second because I gotta go piss.
Well, fuck you.
Oh, look
So,
at that dead air,
What's up, baby?
What is the chicken?
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Fred, Mr. Shitty Pants.
Ooh, putting him out there. Fuck that guy.
Fuck him. 2 tears in a bucket. Fuck it. I take it to the stage.
Take it to the stage.
Hey, I didn't say no last name. There's a lot of Freds in this world.
True that. A lot of shitty pants.
Freddie Gribbs, my brother named Fred. Like they don't know who the fuck I'm talking about.
True that. So what are your? When do you think? When do you think dude's gonna make it to the election?
To be honest, at the rate that it's going, I don't know.
I think he's gonna get off. I don't.
It's two things. He's either going to win, and they're going to off him soon, or it's just not going to happen at all.
I think the 3 attempts. I think it's 3 strike rule, and the next one is going to be a heart attack, a plane crash, something where it's not going to be where he's like a mark.
We don't have to worry about this.
Yeah.
I can see that happening
because that's crazy. But even that, like I was telling you in the car, like I don't know, dude. Some of that shit's questionable too. Like, where's the fucking bullet wound? Where's the, you know what I mean? Like, how did that shit? He had blood all dripping down his face and nothing happened.
But I mean, let's be real. If you take off the tip, I mean, it's easy to fake a tip.
But I'm saying you would have stitches. You would have something.
Not now. It's over with. That shit's a long time ago.
I mean, now, but you would still have a scar.
Not necessarily. They fold skin in now. Look at bitch.
I don't know.
Excuse me, no disrespect, women, but look at bitches with motherfucking C-section scars. You can't tell if them bitches got C-sections now.
True. I mean, now it's like a hole.
They like fold that shit up and
it's like a mini tummy tuck.
Yeah, like bro, they know how to do that shit now.
No, I was saying like I asked him like what he thought about like if Trump's gonna make it, if he's gonna even if he becomes president or what, like, do you what is his lifespan? Because I think it's gonna be short. I don't think
with the attempts that they've already made on him already.
Yeah,
I mean,
what do you think about those? Do you think they're all around legit?
He don't. I can tell you that
not really.
That's where I'm
because
at.
if it was a true assassination attempt, it would have been done.
Especially the distance.
Yeah.
And that kid was supposed to be like an avid hunter with his dad and shit. Like, he should have been able to do that.
Right. And he should have known better to aim for the head. He should have aimed for center mass.
Yeah. It's
too weird.
Yeah. And like I was saying, like with the ear thing, like, was that like a popped eardrum? Was that like what happened there? That there's nothing there now. Like what?
There would have been a chunk of your ear missing.
Yeah, and even so, if he would have sewn it back on, if he done whatever,
it could get skinned and bleed. Come on, guys.
Look at Lennox Lewis. His shit was bit off, and you still see that shit. Like,
you mean Holyfield?
Or yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck you, Brandon.
So here's the thing that I'm actually doing.
What you doing?
What Rogan and his boys usually do.
Yeah.
I'm
Sober
in.
October.
I thought you were gonna do the fight night thing. I was like, I'm in.
Oh,
I'll come here and watch fights.
We could do that. Yeah,
Fuck
dude.
yeah.
I'd love to fucking do that shit. We can talk about that fucking shit while they're doing that.
That shit would be fun as fuck.
We gonna need some more black people in here.
Bring it in, man.
Do it.
But
no, where's Buddy from Word?
I could bring a Mexican guy.
He don't count.
Well, see the black.
He got his papers.
He's nice with his hands.
Yeah.
He got his papers. No, let me stop.
See the black guy from my work. He's whiter than I am.
Well, bring him too. Shit, hell yeah. Fucking
So you're
Jimmy.
doing Sober October?
Yeah. Nice. So I mean, I know you're already sober. It's nothing to you, but I'm just like, I'm gonna stop this. This is the last weekend. So I've been stopping weed. I actually stopped smoking during the week. I'm like a weekend warrior.
Okay.
Have you full out stopped before?
Oh yeah. Because I had to stay clean for 6 months while I was in the army.
I liked it. I like because I've gone back and forth. I used to smoke and stuff.
Yeah.
But like when I was consistently smoking, like you
just
forget how you are.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like how you actually think about things and do stuff. Not saying that it's so dramatic, but like once you stop for a while, you're like, oh shit, I'm clear like a motherfucker. I think differently.
Yeah.
Not everything, but
It ain't no
See,
fun.
but what I
you do
noticed,
kind of get lost in your head a little bit more, I think.
but what I have noticed is that I can deal with dumb a lot better. I can actually look at that, laugh at it, and not give
And
two
move
fucks.
on.
Yeah, and just be like,
Right.
yeah, not like where it like, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah. Well, you got to think about what alcohol and like what weed is. Like they're both depressants. They're not like, even though like
I'm not
sativa,
depressed, motherfucker.
No, not
Fuck
not,
you, no.
It's
Not
not
in the
You
sense
trying to
of-
pick my goddamn brain? You think you smart or
Get out of my
something.
head. No, but like not in the sense of like, oh, you're down, but it's a down. It's a downer.
Well, it's to me, it's like a neutralizer, you know. It's like, yeah,
For better
it's
words.
like for everybody that, for all the comedians that try to explain it,
Mm-hmm.
it's like they said, it's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know, you can have all the bills in the world and you can not give a shit about them while you're all high and shit.
Yeah.
But then once you sober up and you're like, oh, fuck, man, I got to pay that Visa bill. You know?
Cat Williams.
Exactly.
He had the whole thing, eating your baby cereal.
Yeah.
Them damn insertants.
I bet they ain't shit up in there.
Somebody got them damn insertants and ate the damn Cocoa Puffs off the refrigerator.
The refrigerator.
Damn insertants.
No, I think everybody should just
Dry up and
just
see.
get cycle back, get your bearings, and then if you like it, go for it. I mean, it's not like this shit, like especially weed. Like weed is good for people. I still believe that it's more of a downer than an up.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge advocate, but it's to the point to where.
Better go check that. He good.
Yeah, that's my nephew.
Okay.
But it's gotten to the point, at least for me, where it's just not doing what it used to do for me. It's not like making me like, yay, I'm high, I can do shit and fucking feel good about doing it and blah blah blah. Now it's just like, I'm high, I don't want to do shit.
Yeah.
You know,
So you build up such a big tolerance.
Well, me and my
that-
pops,
Right.
we had a conversation, and he was like, "Dang, you take weed everywhere you go." And I'm like, "Just about." And he was like, "So," I was like, "The same way you smoke, you take a pack of cigarettes everywhere you go. I keep me a blunt everywhere I go."
right? And that's the thing too, is that I was doing everything that I do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I got to mow the lawn because I got to smoke a bowl. You know, oh, I got to build this, got to smoke a bowl. You know, oh, well, I just woke up. I got to smoke a bowl. You know, it's like, no, dude, you can't.
Yeah, it's good to dry out here and there and fucking
Yeah,
do whatever, but
because it's like I don't want to be in that category of abundance.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be controlled, so I don't want a little some student like this to control me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to know that I'm still in control of everything.
Yeah, when I stopped, like for the longest time, like it was more so just to like, I did it for so long, and I'm like, do I really think? Like, do I know? Like, do I know?
Is the engine still running?
Yeah, like, do I know like how I would think sober anymore? Like,
Right.
I'm constantly clouded. I constantly have the high mindset. Like,
Yeah.
what is it? How
How
does
is this
the other guy
important,
think? Yeah,
you
like.
know?
The
Who
same
knows?
fucking way. Total retard.
True. True. Man, it's gonna be crazy to see you. I need blunt.
You got toilet tissue? I gotta wipe my ass. Wipe my ass.
Yeah, I got to be careful about that when I go to work because I do that at work. I'm like, we're part of the special team today.
You trying to get fired, huh?
Oh, dude.
Do you guys watch this Jubilee?
No. What is that? What the fuck is Jubilee?
So
One liberal teen versus 20 Trump supporters. I hate that woke shit, dude. It's so stupid.
bro, these are like the best because it's like they'll take like 30 women and put them in a room and they'll split them up 15 liberals, 15 conservatives, and then they'll be like, come to the center if you believe that guns kill people. They'll say it just like that, and you'll get like all 30 of the liberals to come, and they're like the conservative, they'll just be sitting there and they'll be like, oh yeah, for sure, guns kill people. Like, oh, I got a friend, he died. his brother got killed. Like everybody, and then they'll bring the conservative women over, and then they'll be like, "Well, did the gun shoot your brother?" Or
see, you want to squash that argument right there? Just pull a gun out and put it on the table. Just be like, "Who's dead?"
Yep,
it's right there.
But like in these things, do they get like to like an agreement or a baseline or
sometimes sometimes they do and sometimes they don't.
I think more shit needs to be like that where you put this, because when you have one dude walking around interviewing people, he just gets attacked. He gets on both sides. It's not going to be unequal, you know.
Well, that's why I like that one dude
like,
that goes around, that white dude
that sits at the desk. That goes to the campuses.
Yeah,
I forget his name.
I forget his. He was up there. I saw his face.
Yeah, I did too, and then he did. I know,
but I mean, if you hear some of these liberals,
this was 6 days ago. It's so long, but
if you listen to some of the liberals' arguments, there's just like there's no argument.
No,
this dude right here, Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk. That's him. He's smart. I like him.
He did a Jubilee 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Yes.
Dude, play that shit. Let's see what he said.
Like I'm saying, that's
shout out to Jubilee.
It's a good thing to get.
It's
not a bad thing to hear opinions. It's not a bad thing.
No,
we
it's
should
not.
all do shit like that.
Because the more opinions you have, the more chances you have to change.
Yes or no question? I think that a person who was assigned male at birth, I don't think that's assigned male at birth, so people are not male at birth. I think that a person, your evidence that college is a scam, my friend.
So what do you say in some cases women with IUDs are murderers?
Of course not, they're not murderers.
So what's the difference between an IUD killing a conceived zygote and like a mother going to Planned Parenthood and killing the fetus in her womb?
Oh my
That's
God.
actually the best point somebody made.
It's not about the cell. It's not about, no, I'm speaking. No, I'm speaking.
Oh, Jesus. I hate those privileged people.
No, I'm speaking.
Hello, everyone. I am Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, and I am surrounded by 20...
See, but that's where you lose me with the fucking their argument and how they try to argue, and they just pull that privileged attitude, like I'm doing this and this is how it is.
Well, it's
blah blah
whose
blah.
voice gets higher,
right?
I can talk over you, so I'm in the right.
Even though he's trying to explain to them what it actually is, because he's doing nothing but telling facts.
Yeah.
And you know what I like about him, and there's a couple other people that I like, where they don't break like how they do.
Right.
He never starts screaming. He never starts belittling. He never does that. He just keeps telling facts, and he's like, "Do you want to hear this? Are you ready now?"
Yeah, right.
Like almost talking to a kid.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like,
meanwhile, she's like, "I'm talking." Like, all right, but now you're losing people because of how you're acting.
Right.
It's almost like the stoicism stuff. Like, keep your shit together. You're gonna be more respected and listened to.
And it's those non-binary people that lose me, because once they start telling that you've been assigned gender and this is that's where, you know, I'm sorry, you belong in an insane asylum. I'm just gonna
assign. Who the fuck is my manager when I came out? Like,
my big thing is that, like,
who assigned this shit?
Why can't you just say it's feelings and not biology?
Yeah.
Why can't they just sit here and say, I feel like this is how I am?
But the thing,
that's fine.
My problem with that is that your feelings have no bearing on the matter.
Exactly. And that's where, like, I can sit there and be like, all right, you feel this way? Let's talk about your feelings. Let's not talk about science and what it actually is.
Right.
Let's talk about why you feel this way.
Do you think that a fetus is viable?
Well,
what is viable?
A fetus.
No, but I'm asking you, how many weeks do you think a
about
fetus
20
is viable?
weeks, a baby can survive outside of utero.
So it's actually 24 to 26
Well, it's
weeks?
20. The youngest ever in a NICU unit actually happened in San Diego, not far from
See,
here.
facts.
Survived the
Boom.
20 weeks.
Okay, so under Roe v. Wade, 93% of abortions happened in the first 13 weeks of pregnancy. That's 93% of the abortions happened well before a fetus is technically viable as a form
So
of life.
let's go into viability. So what is it about, let's say, a 6-week baby that has a heartbeat, its own DNA, fingerprint, brain waves, that is less moral worth than an 88-year-old right now with dementia in a home down the street? That person requires assistance, requires help. Why is it that the 6-week baby is of less moral worth?
Well, first of all, it's not a baby, it's a fetus.
Well, what does fetus mean?
A fetus is in utero.
What does fetus mean in Latin?
What the f***?
It means little human being.
Ugh, the smile is very creepy. Okay,
Smiling is creepy.
more smile specific. We're losing track here.
No, but what species is the fetus?
The fetus is not a species yet. It's technically classified as a parasite.
Detroit.
Until
Turn
it's
that toward
viable.
there.
So,
No, I wanna
Oh,
talk
turn
about
this one?
very
Toward
quickly.
there.
Really good past that. Are you
I'm
saying,
sorry.
you're saying a baby is a disease or a tumor?
A parasite is not a disease and a tumor. Those are not the same thing. A
parasite.
parasite is defined as something that cannot survive outside of its host. A baby, before it is viable, cannot survive outside of a woman's womb.
Got it. So let's
Therefore,
extrapolate that.
See,
It
Are-
is not a living organism.
Are old people with Alzheimer's and dementia that are being assisted every day, are they parasites?
No, they're not parasites. They're human beings who are on the brink of death.
Got it. So
They're not going to be
my
able to survive.
4-month-old that requires mom's breast milk and requires daily changes and feedings cannot survive without its own. Is my 4-month-old a parasite?
Your baby can breathe on its own. Your baby can drink water from its mouth to its stomach.
But it cannot.
Your baby can eat
Can it hunt?
food.
Can it gather? Can it reason?
But that's
How
not
can it
what
get there?
qualifies something as being a
okay, so
living
let's
organism. Being a
get
living
back to
organism
terms.
simply means can
What's with
you
the red flags?
survive
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I
outside
think these are people
of a
who wanna
womb, outside of your
argue.
host.
Got it. So I just want to make sure I'm clear. Why does that then equate to moral viability?
It equates to scientific viability.
Why? Under what standard?
Because it is not alive, and you are advocating for the rights of something that is not technically a life,
Got it. So what is it something
while
that has a-
sacrificing the needs of the human woman who is alive.
Got it. So, but a mom can survive
Yes.
without the baby in her,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yes.
The baby cannot survive without the mom,
Yes.
but a mom cannot survive without her lungs.
Okay.
So it's not her body; it's in her body.
So
It's not.
I get it.
you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, he's saying truths, even though I know he's against abortion. But he's saying truths, which is fine. But like she's saying, is that a lot of the abortions has happened before it's even been noticed as being a viable child.
But you know what's crazy too? A lot of these people, if you put it in an animal, if you say the same scenario as a dog, a puppy,
Yeah.
they would say no, don't kill it. That's a puppy. And I've watched these things. But what's the fucking difference?
Yeah.
Human life. So you're saying essentially an animal's life holds more value than a human life. Because they don't think the same way about like that with animals for some reason.
Well, that's why I like
It's still it's still the embryo, it's still going through the same thing as a human baby would be doing.
Right.
But for some reason that is more like how?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I explained that earlier when I told you it's just like before it sprouts arms and legs and actually becomes like a little freaking doll that's in your woman's womb. Before then, make your goddamn decisions. Like you said, process. Find out who the father is. DNA test that shit. Make sure that he doesn't want it.
Yep.
Because the whole reason that fetus is growing is because of his body.
Right.
So does he have no rights to that when he actually gave the ingredients?
Well, that's why I loved it.
You know what I mean? Like
in that whatever freaking podcast, when one of the ladies is like, one of the girls said that they're the providers of life, and he's just like, no, you're not. You bring life to the table, but we provide life.
My grandmother always told me women were nothing but incubators and ovens.
Yeah.
That's what my grandma always told me.
Yeah, we talked about this in the truck a while back.
I mean, they made a song about it, you know.
Hey,
Vagina
look
junction.
up real quick. Bill Burr talks about
that sounds like a long title.
Abortion.
Just Bill Burr abortion.
Hey,
he's got a funny one, man.
I take donations and tips.
It's pretty funny, but it makes sense. It looks at it and
you're talking when he was at Red Rock. He's like he looks at it in a weird way. Oh no, the cake.
Yeah,
no,
you
I
gotta
didn't
look
hear
up the
one.
cake.
But I know he does it in Red Rock where he's just like he looks at it in a weird way where it's still a woman's choice. It's her body. It's this, that, and the other. But you're killing a kid. Yeah. It's a fucked up view. That one?
Yeah. George Carlin. He's another one that's awesome.
Why is it that most of the people who are against abortion are people you wouldn't want to fuck in the first place?
Oh, we miss you, George. We miss you, George.
Pro-choice always makes sense to me because I don't like people telling me what to do.
Yeah,
and I always just like, it's your body. Who the fuck am I to tell you what to do with your body? So that always made sense. All right? However, I still think you're killing a baby. See? That's where it gets weird. It's not a baby yet. That's what they say.
He needs to fire that freaking camera.
I don't know.
The
I'm not a
producer,
doctor,
editor,
but I'll tell you, my
whoever put
gut
that in.
tells me that doesn't make sense.
That shot should have never been in.
It's not a baby yet. That would be like if I was making a cake and I poured some batter in a pan and I put it in the oven, and then 5 minutes later you came by and you grabbed the pan, you threw it across the floor, and I went, what the fuck? You just ruined my birthday cake. And then you were like, well, that wasn't a cake yet. Like, well, it would have been. If you didn't do what you just did, there would have been a cake in 50 minutes. You cake murdering son of a bitch.
You cake murdering son of a bitch. See what I'm saying? But it's like,
shout out to Sword of the Spirit, man.
Oh shit!
For us, thank you for letting us use your clip.
YouTube, yeah,
and YouTube as
well.
well.
Oh God, dude, that's why I like Bill Burr, man. He really goes head on with it, but he freaking, it's like, what stance can you take without getting buried? Like Chappelle with the freaking LGBTQ community. It's very true that people are catering to a very small percentage of people in this country to make sure that they feel welcome. Why?
Yeah.
Because they want to be called a fucking a word.
Yeah, we can't bubble wrap the world. We can't.
No.
And that's what I see more and more that especially like social media with the unaliving and this and that, and it's like, dude, why? Just because certain people don't like words?
Yeah.
So now we're changing our vocabulary?
Well, haven't you heard if people put it into language out into the populace for so long, Webster's dictionary will change the definition of the word.
Yep.
What the fuck
a
is
lot
that?
of words have been changed.
If you get a pre-1970 Webster's dictionary and compare it to the words in today's Webster's dictionary, completely fucking different meanings.
That's crazy. That's wild.
It's stupid.
Remember when gay used to be happy?
Yeah.
It damn sure ain't that in the dictionary no more.
Right. And it's especially like how, like, when even Segura explained it between saying retard and freaking, that shit.
Yeah.
You're not saying it to be cruel to somebody. It's just to be almost cynical to a stupid idea.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
And people take that to a fucking whole new level.
Yeah.
Like the last show that we talked about was how all of a sudden the feminists are against the Disney freaking princess movies because that depicts a woman needing the aid of a man to make a living. She's not going to be able to be an independent woman. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here? It's a fairy tale, you dumb bitch.
Dude, the Snow White thing.
Yeah.
That backfired on that chick so bad. Oh my God. Because they had it where there was no, I don't know if it's the right princess or whatever, but there was no like Prince Charming. There was no male figure in the movie. This is how it's supposed to be. And she's, conquering this and doing this. And at the same time they're doing that, so they're promoting her, downplaying the dude. Mm-hmm. All the 7 dwarfs got turned into regular trans people.
Huh?
Why? So now the actual little people that are trying to work, the actors, lost out on probably one of the biggest roles since the 20s or
I know
whatever.
one of the dwarves that played 7 dwarves.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm trying to get him on the show.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But so then there's this different demographic that they're looking at now, and they took away from those guys that don't get job roles.
Yeah.
Because there's not many, first of all, many of them, but many roles that qualify
unless it's
for them.
very dwarf specific,
Exactly.
Specific.
So the one that was since the 20s was dwarf specific is now taken away. Well, guess what they did now? They had to bring it back because there was a huge backlash.
Oh, jeez.
It's like you're trying to accommodate people, or
you're not going to make everyone happy.
No.
But that's what people need to understand that are in power and just be like, look, this is a business, and we're not trying to offend anything, but we're not going to make everybody happy, and our decisions are just going to be.
And you know what? As
is.
a business, you shouldn't even have to say that.
Right.
You should just be able to say, "This is what we're putting out."
Right.
That's it. Take it. You don't like it? Don't watch the movie. Don't go see it.
Like Mel Brooks movies, man.
Yeah.
If you don't like them, don't watch them.
Yep.
Don't sit there and depict them as racist or freaking fascist
like
or
all
whatever
the
the
National Lampoon movies, all that stuff. That's very, Porky's, all this stuff. Like, I don't think.
I love Porky's.
You know, I don't think a 50-year-old mom from the suburbs is gonna dig some of that content.
Right.
They're not making it for that.
Right.
Don't go see that movie then.
Yeah.
If you want to, like what you were saying earlier, if you want to stop those things, stop giving the people money. Stop going to those films. Stop doing that stuff.
Yeah.
That's it.
But those films are made for a certain demographic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like the Howard Stern argument. If you don't fucking like him, turn the goddamn channel.
100%.
You know what I mean? Don't sit there and listen to all of his words and then try to sue him over what he says.
You had a whole bunch of people, like when the parental guidance was coming up on hip hop, albums and shit like that.
Well, that backfired.
Those people that were trying to say, like, we need the
Tipper Gore.
They didn't listen to it.
That was Tipper Gore.
Why fuck if you
shit? I'll pay that extra $1 to go get just to him say fuck that. Hell yeah, hey, I'm willing to hear that.
Dude, watching Lee Snyder go before Congress and fucking Tipper Gore and eloquently speak in freaking Twisted Sister garb.
Yeah.
Painted head to toe.
I remember seeing that.
And he eloquently spoke on how music is an expression of your feeling, your heart, what you see in front of you, whatever it may be. It is freedom of expression.
Yep.
It is an art.
Mm-hmm. Well, look at Columbine. They were attacking Marilyn Manson.
Oh,
this whole thing. You're promoting violence. You're doing this. They're trying to get him to no longer be a musician or anything. We're trying to shut you down in all these different states.
Eminem
and it's like,
too.
dude, don't listen to it.
Right.
It's that simple.
Change
you
the
have
channel,
an issue with
motherfucker.
it. Don't listen to it.
Right. And
Just change.
I love the whole Eminem thing, just because he's making songs about killing his ex-wife and shit like that. People just don't understand that he's an entertainer. You know what I mean?
Me and Dre been fucking with hats on.
Now, huh? Now it's like
tell Laura and her husband to back off.
I hope West Coast, not like East Coast.
Man, I mean,
well, I push this motherfucking button. Hey, you talking East Coast? Biggie was over there sucking daddy's dicks because they look good.
Well, look at Cube; he was bouncing back and forth.
Bro,
he got kicked out the
club. There's a lot of stuff now. Like, was Eminem actually telling the truth about things? And he made a lot of comments about him and Dre doing shit, right? Like multiple albums, he's different songs, and now all this stuff's coming out.
Hey, if he's
man?
if he's gay, hey, it is what it is. As long as he ain't do no Diddy shit, they all right. But fucking,
just in the industry,
well,
in general,
you saw
did he get to where he's at because?
Well, look at what happened when that comedian dropped in on that cable on Eminem at that at award show. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god, a comedian, freaking, I forget his name. He played. Did you see the Chicago 5?
Mm-mm.
Or the Chicago 7 or whatever the fuck it is. It's about the 1969
the
riots
one?
and shit, yeah. Well, he played he was the comedian dude that wore the red, white, and blue flag shirt and shit.
Okay.
The radical leftist, you know what I mean? He was dropped down, wired down, and he was like going face first, and they lowered him right into Eminem's lap.
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah,
like
yeah.
a 69 position.
Yeah.
And his nuts were right here. And Eminem was just like, what the fuck? Just like, get this motherfucker off of me. And then they just up and left.
Yeah.
They're just like, fuck this bullshit. I ain't, So I don't think that they succumbed to that shit.
Yeah.
I think they were just fucking with him because he said no to them, or this is what they were going to display to get him in there. You know what I mean? And he had no idea about it.
Like,
I don't know.
Music wise, right now, with like genres and like hip hop, especially being under the microscope of how people got their stardom, when they got their stardom, how did they pass over proof for Eminem?
Right.
How did they do? You know what I mean? Like, maybe there was some shit. Who knows?
But the
I'm
moment
sure
somebody
it's gonna
speaks
be-
out, they get exonerated.
Yeah.
You know, like look at Jim Carrey, dude.
The one that we were talking about earlier, Jaguar Wright. She's been the loudest voice for probably like 2 years now.
Jaguar Wright.
She's came out and said,
she was telling all the shit.
that ended up coming out to be true. She's the one that's saying
this shit's been going on. She's been doing this shit for about 3-4 years now.
I don't know. Who is she to who?
She used to be with Diddy.
What?
She used to work for Diddy.
No shit.
She's worked with like a bunch of different hip hop.
Yeah, I just cut
Dude, Fitty's been tearing into him.
Oh
man.
yeah, and there's questionable stuff about that too. Is he saying stuff so he's not looked at? Like everybody's, it's this weird thing now. Like, are you accusing and saying these things because you want to be pushed to the shadows and they don't want to look into your past, or are you genuinely saying it?
See, but how far do you think it's really going to go with this? You know, because if you actually think that they put Diddy in that goddamn prison that they're saying that they put him in, he'd be dead already.
Well, right now he's on suicide watch. Same thing as Epstein.
Yeah, there we go.
And like,
oh my God, we had a storm. The power went out.
Yeah,
you know?
and Suge Knight was just in an interview with.
Is he? Did he got out right recently?
No, he's in prison. I think.
Is he still?
But they were asking him like, "What do you think?" And he said, first of all, he's like, Diddy needs to start eating, and he needs to stop talking about suicide, because once they get him in that box, they take away his shoes, they take away his any pants, all that stuff. Right. They literally pretty much strip him down, and at that point, you're not going to hear any contact from, like, you won't hear from him anymore, and then anything can happen. And that was from Suge Knight. And he was like, there was times that, I was thinking about offing myself and stuff like that. And he's like, but I know that I won't have a voice anymore. Nobody will hear from me if I say these things. You're in segregation. That's it. And that's where shit just goes and dies.
She say Jay-Z next.
Yep. Really? She's under the impression Jay-Z is like the mastermind, that he had pretty much Biggie killed, Pac killed, that whole thing. There was something like, what was it, like 5 dudes that worked with Jay-Z, and then they all started dying or some shit, and then he was like taking their, like, Big L, stuff like that, and he kind of takes their
music,
their spots in their music. And then if you look back, you're like, oh shit.
Remember Nas had that track, I'm not a writer, not a biter, but myself and others.
That's about Jay-Z.
About Jay-Z.
Because he literally took like good chunks of music.
I'll pull it up. There's plenty of it.
And apparently when he first met Beyonce, she was underage.
Yep.
And he was like trying to like groom her, get with her or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she was with TLC or whatever the hell that group was.
Destiny's Child.
Destiny's Child. There it is.
I think it was even before, like, or the very, very beginnings of forming Destiny's Child, because wasn't Beyonce like not even in Destiny, like the original Destiny's Child?
But that's how she came onto the scene through them, right?
Yeah, and like her dad, something with her dad knew these dudes or something. I don't know. It's a whole big. That's what I'm saying. It's like a spider web. There's so many things that are connected and like flowing into each other that it's like.
But I'm still questioning on what exactly is going to happen, because you saw the freaking Epstein list come out.
Yeah.
And nothing happened. That got swept under the rug.
Oh, is this where they go through each person? So this is Biggie. Oh, why'd the sound this way?
Oh, that's that.
But like even more so. But even more so than just the lyrics, the people, even producers and shit like that, they started dying. Like, or something happened to him,
down,
or whatever, and then all of a sudden he's now in their spot, and it's literally like doom, like so he's climbed this ladder.
Same thing with Diddy. You had I'll Be Sure.
See, I didn't even know how Diddy even got on the scene because Biggie is the one that made Diddy.
Well, supposedly it's the other way around.
Andre Harrell is the real reason Diddy is who he is, and then Andre Harrell surprisingly just died.
Huh.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'll Be Sure, who Diddy has his last kids by. I'll Be Sure his baby mama Kim Porter.
Oh yeah.
They had a kid, and she said Diddy used to beat the shit out of her. She got a whole diary about it, and supposedly she has an NDA with Diddy to not speak on it. But because all of this is coming out, she can break the NDA now because she wasn't
he's
the
in
first.
jail.
Yeah, and she
so
not only that, she wasn't the first person to say it.
See, I wonder if that's why everybody's coming out now that he's in jail, because now that NDA would be null and void because he's behind bars.
Probably.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that are tied together that now, like, one little thing is exposed. It's just like, because Biggie was trying to leave.
Yeah, because he was starting Junior Mafia.
Yeah, he was trying to leave the whole, like a good chunk of time. That it wasn't just like towards the end when he got famous. It was like fairly in the beginning. He was like, and I think it's that. So even Kim Porter says it in her book that she doesn't think that there was any sexual activity, but she knew Biggie was not about how Diddy was getting the money for these different things, because he was selling himself.
Right.
He was going to hire up people, doing sexual acts, coming back and being like, "Hey, I got you plugged in with this now." And Biggie was like, "I'm not working that way, dude." And supposedly, Kim and Puffy were doing some shit, invited Tupac in on like a threesome, and Puffy pretty much said like, "Let's me and you do some stuff," and there was a big falling out, and he was like, "Fuck this, I'm not doing it," and that's where the beef started.
Well, what a lot of people don't know,
I don't know.
Biggie's album Ready to Die.
That's all hearsay.
His album Ready to Die was not intently meant for him to really die. It was for him to die from Bad Boy's label.
Yeah, and that was his first.
Yeah. Life After Death was supposed to be the album that told you what it was going to be like once he broke away.
No shit. Huh.
Yeah.
So Diddy's like the devil. The devil.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that say that dude is like, he's pretty bad.
But I mean, he's connected with Epstein.
A lot of people.
He filmed
Does he own Epstein's Island now?
No.
Probably.
He might. Yeah, I've never heard nothing, but I do know that he filmed,
Can't Stop, Won't Stop.
He filmed like 4 different videos on that island.
Jesus. Yikes.
Time back in the day, we was watching miners shake it. We didn't even know because.
Well, that in Puffy's videos, you heard about the tranny. Remember in the video, in the one Biggie song, goes up, the dude's taking a piss at the urinal, and the chick walks in, starts taking a piss, and they look at her.
No, that's Snoop Dogg.
No, look it up.
Isn't that Snoop? He's like,
what is it?
Your mama's the J with the biggest nuts. The fuck is that song? Ain't nothing but a G thing.
Possibly. I know because I just watched a thing on this.
What you say, tranny and who video?
Puffy's videos. Just put that, because it'll probably come up faster. And it's the same transvestite person that's in like 3 different videos.
Tranny and Diddy.
Yep, that's the one.
That's her?
Yep.
Right here?
The top one.
So this is
that's
the scene
the
of the video when Biggie walks over and takes the girl Busta Rhymes was talking to. The only thing is, everyone claims she's a heat. Oh, it's a man. Yeah, let me start again.
She was a man.
Remember the warning video when Biggie's pager went off at 5:46?
It's the same chick.
Well, guess who's laid up behind him? When LL Cool J starts his verse on the Flavor in Your Ear remix, guess who is behind him? When Choke No Joke made this claim a few years back, I didn't think much of it until I went back to rewatch the videos. I mean, why exactly would LL start with And in the Big Papa video, there's a clip when there's a woman using the men's bathroom, standing up.
Do you think that the Adam's apple popping out of a man's neck has something to do with this?
Now, I'm not saying this is an issue. Each to their own.
That's what I do, bro.
But what if nobody told Biggie?
And supposedly that.
Shout out to We Hustlers clips on YouTube.
Supposedly that chick, trans person, whatever, is in multiple different videos. Like,
I can believe it.
Another one that is probably going to be looked at is Busta Rhymes, because she was supposed to be in that too. Yeah, just this, but this weird thing. And I always did wonder that. Why did he start it with he, she? Like,
LL. Dude, speaking of LL, did you hear that new song with him and Eminem? Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, he goes nuts.
Murdered him? Oh,
yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. He had, I mean, people have to when they have Eminem featuring, or
yeah,
vice
right?
versa.
Especially it's a resurgence for him, too,
Yeah.
man. It's been a while since LL's been putting anything out. And I don't think...
Wow. Transgenders in the best of both worlds.
What the fuck? Dude, and it's scary too, because you sit there and look at these women that put like paint the fucking makeup on, and then they look like somebody completely different.
Well, that's another thing. Like, you can't get mad at a straight dude that's been duped by
a dude.
Yeah, like for real. If you don't have those thoughts, and then like, because there's like cases that are going on now of like trans people suing or bringing them to court and stuff because they had like a physical altercation or something, and it's like, well, you're being duped. If you're gonna react how you're gonna react when that is not what you signed up for.
Especially
You know
if
what I
he
mean?
is not a gay individual, and he's not going to find that
exactly
at all.
Exactly. It's like the Cheech and Chong thing. Hey, that's false advertising. Hey, you're not a chick.
Yeah, right? He's looking in the mirror. What the?
Hey, man, it's the only way I could get picked up, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for stepping over here,
You're
man.
not a chick, man. You got it.
You mind if I throw my drums in your back seat, man?
Hey, yeah, just watch the leather.
Hey, how am I driving, man? I think we're parked, man.
What's your friend's name? Oh, his name's Ralph.
Ralph. Can I see your license, please? Ain't it back there on the bumper,
It's
man?
on the bumper. I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. Yeah, just thought of something funny. Your mama. That's a great movie.
Gotta love it. People.
Yeah, man, there's just so many weird things going on.
See, and that's the thing, is that this is all blinders.
Wendy
you
Williams.
know?
Yeah, most definitely.
You know what I mean?
But
And
what's really going on? Like shit like this.
Yeah, right?
How about the fucking pagers and the walkie-talkies?
What?
That's crazy.
Pagers and walkie-talkies.
You didn't hear about this?
No, what's this?
Bro, what?
All right, what rabbit hole is
Bro,
this?
we
Come
got
on, man.
this has to be a weekly thing that we're on here together. This is crazy.
Let's
So
do it.
Israel and Hezbollah, I think it was them.
Hezbollah,
however the fuck you say it. So they got sent pagers, right? Hezbollah, however you say it. I believe it was them. They all wear them, put them on, cool. We're getting pagers, you know, like it's fucking 80s, like, and they're all cool. They start blowing up. Then they get a shipment of walkie-talkies. Everybody's talking to each other, cool. Boom, start blowing up. 250 people dead. Found out it was coming from Israel's special force teams.
Shit, dude.
That was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Oh my god, that's one way to eliminate the enemy.
Yeah. But then people are bringing up like, how did they plant those? Because like the one dude said like he was like some technology nerd, whatever, and he said that it would have had to have been prior to the attacks of Israel, that they had this set up in the pipeline to go to there.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I don't know how any of that works.
They could always intercept shipments to places and then put like little things in there.
Yeah, that's what like the general thing. I'm just saying like that person said that, and like he had a whole backstory of how this would have been a long process, that they would have had to start this earlier to execute it the way that they did.
Huh.
And I could be wrong about the numbers of people dying, but I believe it was like 2. And I it's like I think it's like 2,000 people were injured and like 100 or 200 and something dead. So now,
Jesus,
who's to say that shit can't happen to civilians? How did they know that those things weren't going to go to civilians? Or, you know what I mean? Like, how do you know these things?
Everybody get down.
Well, they're already freaking, I mean, they've proven the fact that those things give off radiation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've actually tried that little steel wool test and put it on and called it. That shit works, dude.
Really?
It's scary. That's why when I drive, I don't put my phone in a pocket or anything like that.
I'll throw it on the seat or something like
yeah,
that.
I always throw it away from me.
But now you don't even want to put it on your seat because that's flammable.
But even still, like, people that constantly are on their cell phone, you hear about them getting brain tumors in this area, losing hearing in the ear, all types of shit. And that's why, Tesla, I don't agree with these battery-operated fucking cars because, dude...
Elon?
No, well, the fighter dude that they're trying to lock up all the time, he's in the UK. He brought up a good point, is they don't want you to have gasoline cars anymore because they can't turn off your gasoline car.
Elon made a mistake years ago when Tesla first started coming out. He said, I have a button in our headquarters that can shut down all my Teslas.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Because the minute you don't get the shot, you don't pay for something, you do something wrong, and you're like, fuck this, I'm leaving, I'm going to Mexico. No, you're fucking not. Get back in your house.
Well, Elon is like, fuck that. He jumped on the bandwagon after his kid.
Yep.
So you won't be able to get him to turn.
Yeah.
It's scary. Scary place.
But even that, like I always say, like, it sucks because there's like criminal masterminds, supervillains that are real.
Yeah.
We don't have superheroes.
Yeah, because we freed one for a female basketball player.
We have a bunch of people that want to do well, or they mean well, but we don't have like a supervillain, dude. Like, it could be Elon Musk. Just he's siding with this for right now, but he's making these things. It could be Bill Gates. You know what I mean? Like, no more meat for you. Cows fart and they fucking destroy the world.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? he literally was on TV saying, we need to cut down all trees. If you have a tree near your home or anything, get rid of it. And like, guys like, well, we were always brought up to think, it
gives us oxygen.
And he's like, are we the smart ones or are they?
Yeah. That's
like,
right.
And we're wondering why everybody's coughing so fucking much.
Dude, somebody needs, instead of trying to take a pot shot at freaking Trump, they need to take a pot shot at that motherfucker.
Him and all of his buddies, because he's one of the biggest things behind the
driving force of depopulation and everything else.
Him and what's that fucking guy's name? The German dude. I can't think of his name. The World Health or not.
The Economic Forum. Yeah.
Klaus Schwab.
Oh.
He's another one talking about there's too many people that are eating, taking up resources in the world that it needs to come down. About, what did he say, like 3 million or something?
Oh, more than that.
Well, that was just for like an area he was talking about.
Jesus Christ.
And it's like, I don't know, dude. Like, who the fuck are you, first of all?
Right.
Like, where do these people, Bill Gates talking about health and what people should be eating. I'm making chicken that's not real chicken and eat this and that. And you got a fucking belly on you eating McDonald's, dumb fuck.
Look at how Bill Gates got to where he got to. He rode the coattails of others.
Yeah,
just because he was the one he was the one that slapped the freaking name that said, I invented this company and therefore you work for me while you invented that. I get to take that.
Dude, there's this Indian lady who, she's super smart. I forget her name. But she goes in on Bill Gates and how he got his enterprise.
Yeah,
and
she rode the coattails of Steve Jobs.
And she was like, all he did was put up money to buy what these people created.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And then he took it for himself.
Yep.
And like I said, he's sitting there talking about what you should be eating and when you should be doing this and this, that, the other. But you're on film eating McDonald's.
Yeah.
And you're doing you know what I mean? Like, so you don't have to do it. Just like Kamala Harris said, if somebody breaks into my house, I'm shooting them.
Yeah.
Oh, you can protect your family, but I can't.
Right. Because I have it in my nightstand, and you think that that's unsafe, you're going to try to take my shit for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. And then they like to do these umbrella things where they say, like, we're not taking the guns. We're just taking ARs and pistol grips and this and butt stocks. And they're like, wait a minute. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Take the AR. Why are all these other things under this umbrella?
No.
And then, because that's a little closer.
But even,
to no weapons.
More, no guns. Oh, I know. That's why once they said that no more ARs, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why? It's a one-shot semi-automatic, maybe with a 3-burst round if you're lucky enough to get that freaking attachment on it. But other than that, it's a one-shot semi-automatic rifle that's made for hunting.
And realistically, what probably does more homicides or is more prevalent is handguns.
Yep. And with
the switch on it.
But what they don't
that would
like
probably be the highest thing, like at least in the Chicagoland
But
area,
what they
for
don't
sure.
include, with those statistics of gun violence and how many deaths and gun deaths there are, is that 80% of it is suicide.
Yep. Yeah.
They just say it's a gun. That's all they need.
With what? To assist. A handgun 9 times out of 10.
Right.
But they don't want to go after that because the AR is the big one.
Right. Because that makes us equal to the police?
Who knows? Like that argument, that thing, I don't understand it. I don't know how it's even
capable to even
debatable on.
Right.
Like it's a tool, man. It's a tool.
Yeah, it's an inanimate object.
You can't fucking build a house with a hammer. You need the person.
Yeah.
To throw the hammer. Like that's it. My dad used to say that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Right.
It's a mental health issue.
Yeah.
Just like trans stuff. Just
Yes.
like all that stuff.
Well-
It's not you can sit there all day till you're blue in the face saying this is
You're a fucking idiot.
But
I'm biologically like, no, you're not though.
And that's where I agree with Candace Owens when she's just like, what the fuck? No.
Yeah.
You know? That's not how this is.
Yes.
This is how this is.
It's because in my view, during like the pandemic and all that stuff that was going on, it did start again, in my view, with Trump saying the words fake news. Because once he said that, everything's fake.
Yep.
And then they started,
except for Fox News.
Yeah. Then they started erasing history. They started erasing science. They started like systematically the shit started going away.
Oh yeah.
And it was like scientifically proven back in the day, you could look it up. Masks aren't used for things it's for doctors to not breathe on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so like right there, they took the science away. Nope, that no longer exists.
Yeah.
And then it leaked into, trans movement, different movement, all these different things started happening. And it's like, wait a minute, what happened to the original fucking concept, the original science? It's gone.
Yeah.
We no longer abide by that
because
stuff.
it's in conflict of what they want to do.
Yeah.
Because it restricts them from making more money.
Yep. But the minute he said fake news, now you just erase all news.
Yep.
Because now nothing can be trusted.
Yep.
And so when people say like, "Oh, I'm going to fact check that,"
but
you're going to look up facts from somebody that, you know what I mean? Like
that gave them the facts.
Exactly. How are you going to know what's what now?
But it's
you
like
don't anymore.
But it's like, did you see the video where they have all the different news channels saying the same thing from the script in all different cities and shit, dude? It's like they're just
All the
feeding
Fox
out the same
channels.
agenda.
Yep.
Shit, it's all
They
propaganda.
do it. It's all news.
It's all propaganda.
Both sides have, like I said, it's gang shit now.
Yep.
It's no longer like I was watching these old presidents and stuff like be cordial with each other, shake hands. Oh yeah, we had dinner last night. We don't think the same views, but he's got a beautiful family and blah blah. And they were very cool, and they complete opposites of how they think,
Right.
but they're cordial.
Right.
Now it's like no fucking way is that shit ever gonna happen again.
Yeah, no.
There's no more diplomacy with, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's just over with. It's I ride for my team, you ride for yours, and we'll meet on meet on the battleground.
Yeah,
like
dude,
that's it.
And that's what's scary. Like, and that's what I'm getting at. It's like, are we gonna go to war over What? We're going to fight our neighbors just because they wanted to vote for someone else?
Motherfucker, we went over war for 2 cents, goddamn.
Well, yeah. Well, 1 penny. Then we threw that tea in the bay for 1 fucking penny back in the day.
Yep.
And now if you look at all your income and shit, dude, I'm looking at my fucking check. And I see my gross pay.
You're just getting robbed.
Dude. I mean, you're talking close to 50%. I mean, 40% of our income is going. I'm like, Jesus.
To people that were never on the job site with you.
Right.
What? Didn't wake you up.
Right.
They didn't even call you and ask you how your fucking day was.
They're all around. It's like, are you God? You know, it's like, no.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. It really is. And you know what? I never gave a shit about any of this stuff.
Right.
Until I started having kids.
Right.
And I'm like genuinely concerned for my children when they grow up because
especially now.
Yeah.
But let's kill this recording. We're going to burn this joint. All right, people. We're going to burn this last joint, and we're going to do this without you. Jeez.
It's been a blast.
We've let you in on enough.
You've been here for a while.
We'll go down another rabbit hole and
but you
revisit
gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, stay thinking.
Stay thinking.
Get the fuck out of shit.
Don't believe it because some famous person.
Because
right.
All a
don't believe everything you see.
Yeah.
Fade to black.
Oh, fake news.
I've been waiting to say this all year, and I'm gonna say it.
It's that time again.
Get the stepping.
We gotta say goodnight.
Don't leave until I put you out. Get out.
You know it's getting late.
Get out.
Tomorrow is another day.
Well, if you knew it, get to going.
My friend.